There we go. Where did we left off of Genshin though? We had the trial. Linne is free, but they are part of the Fatui. Child is still somewhere in Fontaine, and I have his vision because he only has his delusion because his vision is acting up. Wait, let me. I don't even know what we did last. Hi, Lucario, how you doing? I don't even know where we left off. Let's go in here. Were we invited to a tea party? Also, let me make this a bit louder.
I came here several times with my father when I was little, but stopped eating here as often after growing up. I hope the food here will be to your taste.
Yeah. I need to make this louder. I'm sorry. Where is my Genshin? There it is.
Oh, don't worry. We haven't eaten at a hotel like this in a while.
You're off today from work or from stream?
In that case, I'll go order for us first. Please wait here a moment.
Ooh, everything looks so good.
From work, nice.
People in Fontaine sure know how to enjoy life.
Why, of course. Go ahead, try whatever you like. If the food's good, I'll make a group reservation for the rest of Spina di Rosula next time.
And if it's not?
Well, then I'll still bring everyone. Albeit with only one dish per table.
You, sure have your own way of doing things. Oh, we called this a farewell meal, but we could also treat it like a victory feast, right? We did just win that case after all.
It was a pleasure working with you.
Oh, true. Very true. In that case, boss, we'll have another 2 dishes.
Huh? Paimon didn't mean that you had to order even more food. Speaking of cases,
babe,
do you think that the mastermind behind the serial disappearances will get caught soon now that this has all happened?
Oh yeah, true. We still have that storyline. We don't know who it is.
We've certainly taken a big step forward, but I feel that's about it. We know that there's an organization that means to dissolve these young women, but we still don't know what they are really after.
If it hadn't happened right in front of us, Paimon wouldn't have ever believed that a person could be dissolved like that.
Right? Yet it was because this was such a preposterous notion that the investigation could never really move forward before.
Ugh. If only that guy could have finished speaking.
Well, that was the reason why they killed him.
In such investigations, even the smallest step can seem like a yawning chasm if the trail of clues is cut off. To be honest, I don't have high hopes for any follow-up that the authorities might conduct. It's not that I don't have faith in their ability, it's just that a different perspective is required in some matters. It's easy to guard against and deceive a single narrow perspective. A shift in thinking is required at such times in order to produce a breakthrough, which is exactly why the Spina di Rosula exist. Those highfalutin folk are not all-knowing. That's why we exist. To seep into the cracks where filth falls through, where their watch fails them. That's the kind of problems we solve.
Seems Paimon thought things were simpler than they actually are.
It's all right. Well, this was supposed to be a farewell meal, so I doubt you have further interest in this business, right? Let's talk about something else. Like, what are your future plans?
Finally, maybe finding my goddamn lost brother? Once Rusty, hi, Icon for some information. Yes, we wanted to do that.
That's true. We didn't have a chance to speak before after the trial ended.
Thank you so much.
Really seemed like the right time and
Hello, hi
place to do it
Sasha.
anyway.
Hope you all doing fine.
I see. So, your primary objective, which has been foiled so far, was to have a chat with the Hydro Archon.
Yeah, without
I've
them,
heard that
like,
there's a
you
long
know,
line of people waiting to meet Lady Farina.
wanting to drag me in front
I
of, like...
suspect you'll be waiting for quite a while, considering that you missed your chance today.
Yeah, we've heard that she's super popular here in Fontaine, and that it'll be tough getting any of her time.
Just came home from break?
Well,
At least Rick
would
is
you consider
behind
some
you now.
more, unique ways? Perhaps even methods of, let's say, questionable legality?
I like when their
That's
mouths are
Spina
just
di
like
Rosula's
not
boss for
moving.
you. Chock full of sketchy ideas. Well, what did you have in mind?
Well, one way would be to infiltrate a performance troupe at the Opera House, only to abandon your act at the play's climax and ask to speak to her after the performance. I'm sure Lady Farina would be eager to see the ending, and would agree in order to finish watching the play, don't you think?
Could you suggest something a little more practical? This plan seems pretty hard to pull off. We'd have to go learn how to act, and acting's really hard.
Alright, here's another. Find a way to conceal yourselves under her bed. Then wake her up in the dead of night and demand answers. Don't let her go back to sleep until she answers all your questions.
What is wrong with her? What? I don't think that's gonna give me any answers. It's just gonna give me like an arrest warrant. Hi Alba, welcome.
I can personally testify that
It's
this one
containing
works.
talk.
When I'm sleepy, I'll do anything as long as I can finally get some sleep.
That
Right?
might work, but
Remind me
that's
after
not really
stream
the
to look that
problem.
up.
The problem is, we don't want to get ourselves arrested.
Even Paimon
valid
guessed that
point.
that's not a good
I
idea.
overlooked that part. I was just thinking about leveraging a person's desire for sleep.
How can you overlook something like that?
all right, no more joking around. Perhaps
It's a miracle
could.
she's not arrested yet.
I don't know. Cut the line when she's on a break. You did defeat her in court, clearing citizens of hers from false accusations. False accusations she had nearly upheld personally. I imagine that she feels quite ashamed about the whole thing.
She probably hates us
You
for
mean
that.
that if we catch her while she's on a break, she might be too embarrassed to refuse?
She do be a gang leader,
that
it's
does
true.
make some sense.
Would someone with her personnel really feel shame? I don't think she feels shame. I think she's just really angry at us.
Why don't we give it a try after this meal? You know, strike while the iron is hot and all.
Huh?
Mhm.
Paimon, did you drink my Fanta?
Was this your drink?
Paimon, please. She's French
Sorry
too?
about that. Paimon wasn't really paying attention and the cup was right next to
Icho
Paimon.
is not...
Would you like to order another?
I don't think she is
No,
like
it's fine.
zero
We're
brain
just
cell
about done
Ito.
here.
She has no brain cells either, apparently. But
Alright.
she's not on the same level as
Honestly,
Ito.
Paimon wouldn't recommend Fanta anyway. It tastes kind of salty and icky.
Oh.
Is that so?
What's about our drink? I didn't listen, I'm sorry.
Well, in that case, we'll have to blacklist the Fanta here then. If we're all finished eating, then I'll go pay.
Yeah.
To be fair,
we're
there is
stuffed.
no
Thanks
such
for the treat,
chaotic
Nadia.
characters in any other element either. Like it's not a geo problem. It's not that.
Oh, so full. Paimon can barely float anymore.
You could try walking.
Nah, that would be so normal. You know, like you.
Okay. As for expenses this month, we're left with...
Hey, Navia, what are you doing over there?
Oh, nothing. It was just a meal, you know? Nothing the Spina di Rosula can't cover.
It was a pretty pricey meal, all thanks to Paimon.
Let's get ready to try to meet the Hydro Archon again. Bye, Navia!
So this is
Paimon
goodbye,
doesn't
huh?
care that
Well,
she's
if you
just
do
like
encounter
putting
any other
people
trouble in
into their
Fontaine, you're
financial
always welcome
ruin.
to contact the Spina di Rosula. I'll give your request the highest priority. In any case, I wish you smooth sailing. I'll see you again, partner.
See ya!
Da, 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 da. Like, I can't imagine that, like, salty knockoff Fanta would, like, taste any good. At all. I also was a good kid and I got all the teleporters. So it should be easier to, like, move around in Fontaine now. I didn't really have time to do anything else.
There aren't many people around anymore. Looks like that boat we took to Araneas might have been the last one.
Vache.
Why is the Fontaine talking to me?
Looks like we're back here again. Huh? Traveler? Are you hearing voices again?
It's clearer than it was during the day.
That's kinda spooky.
Can I talk to
Are you
ghosts
sure we
now?
don't want to come back in the morning?
Vache. Vache.
Is it a name?
Hey,
You did 100% on the
he's
map
still
before the
walking
story.
towards it. There might be something nasty in the water.
Sorry, getting a little blurry.
Hang on. Paimon can
because
kind
of
of
the
hear
salt.
a voice. It's calling for Vache, right?
So Paimon can hear it too?
Hey, Traveler! Stop walking! Come on, wake up!
Really? Wait, why is she here?
Vache. Are you my dear Vache?
No.
No, wait. You seem to be someone else. Do you know Vache? Do you know where my love is?
I don't think so.
Wait. Who am I? I'm very sorry. I fear I do not know. My memories feel like they have been washed away like a flood. So many fragments dissolved amidst the tide, never to be recovered. How much have I lost? How many things that I once held dear while on land have I since forgotten?
You were one.
Yes, that is what I was once. But now, I am but the consciousness of one who has lost their form.
You lost your... Obviously, that was not her human form.
I do not know how I came to be like this either. I only vaguely remember being covered in light blue water, and then all grew dim.
Did she got dissolved? Did she be one of the girls who were dissolved?
I also remember going to many places. I loved adventure, loved exploring places of peril. No
This ghost
matter
thing,
where
that's
I
the
went,
ocean is.
Vache would go with me.
You fought that a
I
monster.
knew how dearly he loved me.
Was it a monster? Is it
And
Leeway?
I also loved him equally as much. But now, we can no longer go back. The pain of such parting. I never knew how heavy it could be.
So you need me to find him.
No.
Okay, it's in Leeway. Like,
Our
you know the
reunion
last
no
time I
longer
had to
has
fight the
any
ocean,
meaning.
it's...
There is no way for us to
It
create
wasn't this
any
year.
memories.
I'm not even sure if it was
The thought
last
of me
year.
gives him no succor. So let it lie forgotten beneath the waters. If you meet Vache, tell him not to look for me. Tell him to move on. That is the only thing I still remember.
I believe it will be hard for him to forget you.
Perhaps that is so. As I was submerged in the waters, losing consciousness, I saw Vache above the surface. His eyes were filled with such sorrow, such longing.
Well, I just imagine that they're
If
all
only
the
I could
same.
have comforted him, told him that I did not suffer. Indeed, I had felt a great warmth.
Bashir was a witness to the fact that you dissolved?
Is that what you call it? Dissolving? If anything, I consider it a form of release. It was a state of neither fear nor frenzy, with only an endless peace, like the water's still surface. I could also liken it to being a thirsty person who drinks water for the first time, and only then sees how they have lived for so long in a world of endless want and anxiety.
I mean, like, don't those... You don't believe in, like, modern medicine people be like, water remembers, and that's, like, how globally and all that shit is working? Isn't that their belief as well? Some measure of the consciousness still remains.
I think I hear your companion. It's time for you to go, I think.
Is that Paimon?
Farewell, then. I am glad that you were able to sense my presence. Remember, if you see Vache, tell him not to seek me out any longer.
So I have to find a person called Washer now, don't I? What's happening? Oh. What's happening? I took a nap and suddenly everything is falling apart? Oh, she's cool though.
Demoiselle, look out!
Dear God, it's a whole army of Gardamex. Chlorand?
Oh, it's that character. She's hot.
Quick, now's our chance!
She's so cool! Just, wow. Is she switching between swords and guns? That shirt is holding on for fucking dear life. Did you see that? It's just holding on with prayers and determination.
There, Chlorand. But before I do so, could you explain how you managed to show up here?
I followed you. It seemed to me that danger has followed you more closely as of late.
I believe that following someone without their knowledge is actually called stalking, is it not?
Says the person who wanted me to break into the fucking water Archons. Oh, I'm holding my head in the background, by the way. Into the fucking water Archons bed chambers and like waking them up in the middle of the night. Is like complaining about stalking? I don't know if you're like qualified to do that, Novia. I'm sorry.
Mr. Callus's last wish was for me to ensure your safety, and I will not betray his trust. He would do the same, were he alive today.
Hello.
Do not speak of my father!
Sorry, demoiselle. I was not strong enough.
Thank you for your aid, Miss Chlorand, but do keep an eye out for your manner of speech. I believe we all wish to avoid unnecessary emotional harm.
Sorry, I did not consider your feelings.
Whatever. What else do you know? How did you come to the conclusion that I'd be in
Ito
grave
gets
danger?
a lot of character
I doubt I know
development,
much more
though,
than you.
especially like with
But I
the
believe that
time
the
events.
mastermind behind the serial disappearances is very powerful. Your performance tonight will almost certainly attract their attention.
Not in,
I'm sure
no,
they've
not in the
known
Archon
about me.
Quest, but he gets a lot of
To be
screen
honest,
time, though.
I'm shocked it's taken them this long to act against me. And what about these Gardamex? I thought only those associated with the Maison Gardiennage could control them.
None of these mecha have serial numbers. I was sure to check a moment ago. They are not the ones used by the authorities to enforce the law.
The problem with me and saying anything about Archon Quest is that I'm playing this game since 2020, and do believe me when I tell you I barely remember anything, and I wish there would be like a let's rewatch old cutscenes function in this game, because like I don't know what's happening. It's been 3 years, okay? It's been 3 years that I'm playing this game on and off. I can't remember how the whole thing started. And Ito was in Inazuma. That's also been a while. That's been before Sumeru. Like, I don't fucking know. I just know that he is constantly in time events. And he is constantly there making stupid things.
I can only conclude that some powerful or wealthy party must have obtained them via illegal means, deploying them as a private
Yeah,
force
but then I
of
will
sorts.
need to search it out for
What?
YouTube. Like,
Your point being
I
that
could
they're
just
out of
rewatch my
Spina
old
Dirosula's
streams as
league
well.
then?
I streamed all of
Yes.
this, you know? But like,
Be careful.
I'm
and do
lazy. I
not
want this
act
in the
rashly.
game.
I will continue investigating no matter what. We will bring the truth to light. That's my father's true last wish. Regardless, thank you for your help today, Clarand. But if you get any ideas, tell me first. I don't much appreciate being followed.
I do not think that they'll strike again anytime soon. So I shall stop following you.
What is going
Good
on with her
day,
hair,
Mom.
by the way? Let me see the back. Oh, she just has a ponytail. Okay.
Right. I suppose that's the best news we've gotten today.
Demoiselle, I believe that Miss Clorand was being sincere with you. If we tried, we could attempt to thaw relations a little.
The court debate mechanic,
No, I
it
just-
was fine, like, the first time I played her, but, like, it feels very repetitive. If you, like, have to go through this every time, and, like, it's a trial and error thing. Like, even if you do it wrong, nothing happens. You just have to, like, I'm not even, like, I don't care, I'll be honest. I don't care. What just happened?
Oh, thank goodness! Paimon thought we were done for! Those Gardamex came out of nowhere while you were unconscious, and Nadia and her gang saved us! Oh, and there was that champion duelist named Clorand who came out to save us too!
I was
We
here.
got lucky there. Paimon probably couldn't have fought them off otherwise.
Thanks for rescuing Novia.
Oh, come now. Forget all that polite talk.
I trial and
That
error
wasn't
through
really
all
a
the parties
farewell
because I
meal we
couldn't
had
care.
back there. Not for me, anyway. In truth, I hope that every meal we have together shall be a victory feast.
Wait,
As
are we
such,
gonna go
we're
eat
still
again?
partners.
We just
There's
came
no
from
need
a
to
meal.
thank me.
It will take 50 years for me to match Demoiselle's magnanimity.
If it were me, I would have joined the Spina di Rosula on account of her goodwill long ago.
All right, you two. That's enough.
Actually, Navia, how did you know that we were in danger? You sure did show up in the nick of time.
Well, to be honest, you're the one who tipped us off, Paimon.
Huh? Really? Paimon contributed somehow? Cool, Paimon's
I like how Paimon themselves is like,
Yes. All thanks
I
to you
helped.
grabbing my drink by mistake.
in this universe?
How did that happen?
I don't know.
After we parted ways, I was on the way back to one of our bases when I suddenly thought of what you said. That the Fanta tasted kind of salty and icky.
Wait, do you mean that? Oh, did our drinks got spiked?
Fanta only comes in sweet flavors. So how could it have tasted salty? The color of the drink, if I recall, had
that
also
up
been a
again?
bit off.
So the
Wait,
Fanta
lay
had
down.
been spiked with water
Honey.
from the primordial sea?
Honey, but yeah, lay down there.
Yes.
Yes.
So
That's
if
good.
you
there.
hadn't
I can
drunk
see
that
you
cup
there.
for
That's
me,
a perfect spot.
Spina di Rosula is preparing the
Look,
grandest
look.
of awards for you as we speak for saving the boss.
Huh. Really?
They wanted to dissolve Navia? What? Oh, so it's good that Paimon drank her drink? Fortunately, Paimon, neither of us are from Fontaine.
I sent people to Hotel de Boer to investigate, but whoever did this left no trace at all. That's when I figured out that you might be in danger and hurried here as quickly as I could.
But why would they go after us too? All we did was defend Linny in court and help clear his name. Ugh, now we're caught up in this mess too, aren't we?
Well, you did foil a plan that they were probably pretty proud of, and almost got their name in the process. Speaking
Babe,
of which,
lay down.
did anything strange happen when you drank the primordial seawater?
Well, it can't be coincidence
Honey.
that the traveler fainted just now. She said that she heard that voice calling for Vache again. Oh, and this time Paimon heard it too, but it was real faint. Does this situation have to do with the primordial seawater then?
The ability to hear voices like that has to do with one's sensitivity to the hydro element.
Does that mean the primordial seawater raises someone's sensitivity to hydro
I mean,
when
it does
it's
make
used on
sense.
people who are not from Fontaine?
Where are you going?
That doesn't sound like too much of a bad thing, to be honest.
Sorry, I have to keep an eye on him. Also getting some new intel.
New intel? While you were out cold?
I did.
Well, let's hear it, shall we?
The voice in the fountain belonged to one of the missing. A person named Bashir was a witness when she's dissolved.
Oh.
Yes, that's a good. That's a good
Is
thing.
important.
So you tell everyone about what happened while you were connected to the ocean. Its
Vacher.
consciousness.
That name doesn't ring a bell. I suppose he hasn't stepped forward as a witness in court lately. Since he saw that young woman dissolve, he was at least at the crime
Bashir
scene.
is sus.
But he never gave testimony or any information regarding people dissolving in the primordial seawater. Could he have been threatened?
If he's still alive.
Yes, thank you. This is very important information indeed. We will continue to investigate.
All right, partner.
Oh,
I wouldn't
you
say
mean
it's like
you'll help us
acid.
investigate?
Well, you
It,
did
like,
say that our farewell meal
Puts
didn't
you
really
into your
count.
particles.
That means we're still partners, right? And besides,
And makes you
we
into
understand
water?
whether we like it or not.
I guess.
You're not gonna let those people who targeted us get off the hook so easily, are you, Traveler?
Let's sing a festival costume.
Demoiselle, do try not to look quite so pleased. You are the face of Spina di Rosula, after all.
You talk too much. Well, in that case, let's head back to one of our bases, shall we? I'll arrange accommodations for you.
Hey,
We
just lay
also
down.
have some plans to go over, and hopefully we can deepen our bonds as partners. But we'll take that one step at a time, I guess.
Don't worry, you two. With us around, our base is definitely
Lay
secure.
down, babe. Oh, that's Hungarian! Wait, that achievement is Hungarian! Oh, that's so cool. It's like a poem. It's a Hungarian poem. Oh, that's so cool. I never had a Hungarian achievement in my life ever before in a game, like when I was like playing it in a different language. That's so cool. I'm like trying to think when I learned in school about the poem, what it was about. It was probably something about like waiting for your lover, like missing them. It was something like this, I think. I would like need to look it up properly, but I remember that the title was the title of a poem. Huh. So cool. I would have not expected that like a Chinese game would have like a Hungarian. Oops, wrong one. I was into. I played Honkai Today, so like, and you open up the map differently there. It's so cool. Oh, I grew up in Hungary, so like I know some, and I went to school there, so that's why I was like, wait, that title? Like, it has to be something special. They wouldn't just like put in like random Hungarian words there. So it was like,
It's
wasn't
right
that a
up ahead.
poem? And I'm pretty sure it was.
Let's make sure we weren't followed first.
I've been keeping watch, Demoiselle. I haven't spotted anyone suspicious thus far.
Very good. But let's not let our guard down for now.
I shall find rooms for our respected guests.
Thank you, Malus. Now, let's continue, Traveler.
The title like translates to something loosely like if I could be like a river, or like a flowing river, something like that. Let me look at this again. I think something like that. Yeah, if I could be like a flowing river, like really loosely translated. Like it's hard to like translate any type of poems properly. Like I probably couldn't translate the whole poem, but like the title is something about that. Yeah, but like, isn't Fontaine supposed to be modeled after like France? Like, I think like the poem is just like very fitting
Those memories.
because I think like it was like that her love saw how she dissolved into water, and like It probably. I would need to know what the poem was about. I just like really loosely remember what it was about.
So, this is your base? It's not quite what Paimon imagined.
But it's still a really,
Your
really cool detail that
accommodations
they
have
put
been
that in there.
arranged. Under the present circumstances, I can confidently say it's the best we have.
Oh, so much from my expectations.
Well, our funds have been a little tight lately. After all, we don't allow illegal or unethical profiteering. In fact,
down
our
there?
funds often come from citizenry who support us.
Oh, you're there.
Seems like it's tough times for everyone. But if you have the support of the people, that does sound like it's worth it.
To be honest, our financial situation was a lot better back when my father was in charge a few years ago.
Wait.
I'm afraid I'm not quite his equal.
Sorry. Be back in a second. Honey. But... Bye. Okay. Sorry. I'm just like, cleaning up after it immediately. Just so that I'm like not accidentally step
Your
into something.
father, he was the previous boss of Spina di Rosula, right? How did he...
Die?
Mademoiselle, if you'll allow me to explain.
Did he die? I guess he died.
I'll explain it myself. I suppose I couldn't run from this topic forever. And as partners, this is something I hope they can understand. My father's name is Callus. Yes, the same one they call Callus the Unfaithful in the streets. 3 years ago, he was accused of murdering his own friend. But he chose a duel to defend his honor instead of standing trial. He died in the duelist's ring.
Oh no.
But I do not believe my father was a murderer. I'm sure he was set up. At the time, I believed that if he only stood trial and was duly investigated, something amiss would crop up and prove his innocence. But strangely, he not only requested the duel himself, but rumor has it that even after being seriously injured, to the point where he could be deemed as having lost the duel, he refused to surrender, determined to die in the arena. 3 years later, I still don't understand why he did that. How could he protect his honor if he's dead? If anything, he gave up his chance to defend himself.
Yeah, look, that's what I meant. Like, it was something about, like, missing their loved one and, like, wanting to be close to that. Like, the author of Pet de Fichandor did write really nice poems, though. I did like to read them in school. I remember that. Because, like, his poems were really pretty, like, really nice to read. Like, I think, like, it's always different to, like, read something in the native tongue that it was, like, meant to be than, like, in, like, a translated version. But, yeah. I mean, like, he was pretty famous as well, so, like, you know. I'm not saying everyone who's famous is doing good things, but, like, his things were, like, at least, like, nice to read. Do you have any clues as to why?
The closest piece of info I have is that my father had been investigating the serial disappearances case at the time of his death.
Of course he did.
Ah, so that's why
He
you're so
probably
determined to
found
get to the bottom
something.
of that case.
That's right. I've also tried to investigate the murder my father was implicated in, but I haven't found a single new clue in my countless reviews of the investigation records. However, I believe that if the murder case is related to those behind the disappearances, they must know something. I must know what really happened. Was my father coerced? Framed? Even if he really did kill his friend, I must get to the truth. If only he'd been more open with me when he was still alive. He even hid the fact that my mother died due to complications when giving birth to me. And now, here I am investigating his death. You really are a handful, aren't you, Papa?
For the sake of your family. You know, we're quite alike in this regard.
Demoiselle, please, if there is anything I can do, anything at all.
I also will never believe that Master Callus murdered anyone. There are none whom I respect more than the two of you, Demoiselle.
You're staring at
Master
the
Callus
ground.
did so much good in life, yet all it took was one murder case for him to be dubbed Callus the Unfaithful. Even our supporters decreased greatly due to that incident, hence our strained finances at present.
Paimon was never in Fontaine. I don't think
If
she is the
Callus
killer.
was such a good man, wouldn't people
She
at
would
least
probably
be a
eat
little
them
suspicious
before,
when he was
like,
accused?
dissolving them to water.
No. Perhaps people just revel in that kind of drama. It's not something exclusive to people from Fontaine, really. Everyone's like that. People love watching the evil turn over a new leaf, but they also enjoy watching good people fall into an abyss from one slip-up just as much.
But how could... Never mind. If Callus was really falsely accused, we have to find the truth. He didn't deserve to have that happen to him.
There is one other thing. Master Callus's opponent in the duel was Ms. Clorand.
I mean, you got a point there. I'm not saying you didn't,
then-
but...
Isn't that as good as saying that she was the one who killed him?
No wonder the mood was a little strange between the two of you.
Yeah, that's not the sort of thing that you can just let go and move on from.
Ms. Clorand has always placed great emphasis on the honorable nature of the duel. If her opponent doesn't yield, she will not stop either. She knew Master Callus beforehand and greatly respected him, but seeing how he was resolute in the arena, there was only ever one choice she could have made.
It's not that I don't understand her at all, but I just can't deal with this yet.
Understandable?
Navia. Paimon knows how you feel. You don't have to force yourself to do that.
Does Paimon know how
Afterward,
she feels?
Ms. Clorand told us that at the start of the duel, Master Callus requested that she ensure Demoiselle Navia's safety.
What do you mean, Sasha? Weird wording. He's laying over there. I'm taking care of him. I don't know what you mean. Then that indicates...
Yes, that is our understanding as well.
Oh, Papa. What madness drove you to ask the person who killed you to take care of me? All right. Anyway, that's the information I wanted to share with you. Even if it did sound like I was just complaining towards the end.
Yeah, it's alright.
Thanks. You two should go and rest. This was quite a day after all.
You know, the last time I took a nap, which was like 10 minutes ago,
Eat.
the world was
Please,
going down around me.
relax and get some sleep. We will ensure you rest soundly.
I'm not saying I was the problem, but I'm just saying that, like, you know, I don't know if resting is like a good idea. Am I resting in the fucking sewers now?
Paimon slept so well. This place feels almost too safe. Huh? Navia? Where did the other two go?
I sent them back to Poisson. It's Spina de Rosula's place of origin, and where we have our headquarters. There's not much for them to do here at the moment.
Paimon gets the feeling that you're just trying to get them off your back. But never mind that. When did you get back? Were you waiting here the whole time?
I mean,
No,
I would not
just
say no
returned
to
after going
that.
out for a while. I did some
I hope he's, like,
investigating
appearing
yesterday
again.
regarding the name Vache.
Wait, so you didn't sleep at all?
How could I after having such critical new evidence appear?
Guess Paimon wasn't speaking for everyone just now, huh?
Unfortunately, this name seems to have been wiped from existence. It doesn't seem to have a match anywhere. I suspect that those behind this have already taken steps to hinder an investigation from this angle. But that does prove that this Vache person is a key witness in the incident.
Does that mean we're too late, though?
No. There is one ray of hope. One place in Fontaine that they would find almost impossible to threaten, no matter how much they wanted to. And that is the archives kept by Chief Justice Neuvillette.
Oh, look at
A
that!
place where detailed files on all the cases in recent years are kept. If the Oceanid you met is one of the young women who went missing recently, we should be able to find some related information there.
So Neuvillette maintains an archive of case files? Whew. Guess that's the hardworking Chief Justice for you.
I mean,
In
that's
that
just
case,
how
let's go talk
how
to
a
him,
justice
shall we?
system works. You like, you keep files of things.
Aren't you coming along, Navia? Did you get tired?
No, it's nothing. Let's go see the Honorable Chief Justice.
Okay, let's go to Mr.
The
Neville,
palais is
Mr.
right
Von
up ahead.
Braincell.
Come on.
Your new favorite part of the story? Okay, I'm curious.
Halt! Please state your business here. The Chief Justice is presently occupied with official matters. Huh. This place does look pretty heavily guarded. Guess that proves that Neuvillette's files are really secure.
Hey, don't you recognize us?
Huh? Who are you? Just to be clear, I don't care who you are or who you might be related to. Our rules make no exceptions.
She's like, who are you? I don't care who you are. In the same goddamn sentence.
See?
Make
They've
up
got
your
great
mind.
discipline, too.
Yep. Paimon can tell. If you're here just to crack jokes, I can point you towards the exit. Unlike some, we're busy, so please leave if you don't have a reason to be here.
No. What I meant to say is, shouldn't you remember us from a few days ago? We were at the trial of the great magician Linny.
Oh, yes, I remember.
They're so adorable, I
I read
love
about it
them.
in the Steambird. You must be Linny's attorneys. It's all coming back to me now.
We're here today to report and archive some information on a follow-up case.
Huh. Is that even a thing?
Of course. Don't worry. We're here on official business. You can trust us.
All right then, I'll let you through. The Chief Justice is just inside.
That was easy.
Thanks so much.
I mean, look at them. Of course they're divine. Like, I mean. Okay. Knock, knock.
Please come in.
Okay, was like, can I knock again? Oh, damn. Look at the place he's working on. Holy shit. Like, imagine this is like the place you're working at. Oh, he's really pretty though. I really want to pull for him.
Sorry to barge in, Monsieur Neuvillette. We only lied to get in because we didn't know any other way.
It's all right. Please let me know how I may be of assistance to you.
So you're not mad at us?
We're looking for a man called Vacher. He may have been an eyewitness in the serial disappearances case. If we can find him, we may be able to unearth some key information on the case.
Ah, I see. In that case, please wait here a moment while I browse through the files.
Who knew that Neuvillette would be so easy to talk to?
Look at that goddamn eyeliner, damn. I wish mine would be that on fleek. Like,
Unfortunately, I'm quite certain that no one by the name of Vacher has been involved in any case, criminal or civil, in the past several years. There are no records of him either in the files or in my memory.
so we're back to square one.
Traveler, what if it was really just a dream?
Is that so? All right then. Thank you so much, Monsieur Neuvillette. We'll take our leave now.
Ahem.
His arms seem so short, don't they?
Miss Navia, I can understand how you feel. Your father, Callus, was a truly exceptional man. We deeply regret his passing.
And what are you trying to say, Monsieur Neuvillette?
Look at his. Wait, I'm in the picture. Wait. I'm sorry, I have to. Look at his arms. His arms seem so short. That's not how long arms supposed to be. They should go like to like mid of your thigh. Sometimes a bit longer, depends like how long your fingers are and everything, and like your general like torso. But like these arms, they're too short. And it pisses me off because his design is so pretty, but why are his arms so fucking short? So, okay, I had to get rid of this.
Are you trying to console me? Extend your sympathy? Or just express some tendril of regret? No. You
Maybe
are
he's
not
too
trying
sure
to do
people's
any of
back
that.
together.
I
Maybe
can
he
hear
is.
it in your voice. There's no emotion behind your words. You only said those things because you felt like you should. It's just like last time. After my father took his place in the duelist ring, I pushed through the guards to talk to you as a last resort. You even told me then that you thought there was something fishy with the case, yet you still allowed the duel to go ahead. In your eyes, the value of a human life is nothing compared to those cold laws you hold so dear. If you truly regret my father's death, then why didn't you call a stop to the duel? Why didn't you give me the power to stop him from throwing his life away? Why did you just let him die, despised and hated by all? Everything was hanging on a thread at that moment. Just the tiniest effort could have changed everything. There are still so many things I never got to tell him. So many questions he still owes me answers to. If you really have no heart, then just look me in the eyes. I, Navia, will show you the true meaning of regret.
I'm sorry, Miss Navia.
You and my father are truly alike. You keep all kinds of things in your heart and never say a word to anyone. It's not so much that you can't feel, but that you would never express anything. Oh well. In any case, everyone already knows full well the apathy of the Chief Justice. My apologies for taking my emotions out on you, Monsieur Chief Justice. Let's go, Traveler and Paimon.
What do you mean he's Shadow? He's not Shadow. What? They have complete different characteristics. Use this quote.
Navia, are you okay?
I was like, what quote are we talking
I'm
about?
fine.
God damn it, Alba!
Rain. It's raining.
You're right. Wasn't it still sunny when we went into the building? And there
It
shouldn't
happens,
be any
though.
active trials today. How strange.
Now that I think of it, on the day my father was convicted of murder, it was also raining.
What? Oh my god, everything is connected? I don't fucking know what's connected here. What? It's rain.
What is it? Did you think of something?
I do not remember what Frominat said about rain. What did he say about rain? Was he outside when it happened?
Yeah, he was outside. It was uncovered and the rain could fall there. Why? Do you think the rain could have affected the crime scene? That thought has occurred to us before. We've even expanded the search area to try to account for that, but didn't find anything of value.
But there was something you didn't know at the time.
Wait. You don't mean...
The fact that people can be turned into water.
So you're saying that the true murderer could have been turned into water and then got washed away with the rain?
Da, da,
And
da.
if that's what had happened, then no one would have believed your dad, even if he explained what he saw to the authorities.
I really think I found a true genius for a partner. You're completely right. How did I not connect the dots earlier? Alright, let's go to Poisson. With this new lead in mind, we'll get to the bottom of my father's case for sure.
Yeah, we're gonna make progress for sure this time.
Do you want to go with me now? Or do you want to head over by yourself later?
Should go while the idea is still fresh.
Great, let's go then.
I don't have anything else to do, so it's fine. Let's get there. Oh.
Useless. Boring.
Whoa, what a huge ship!
Pretty.
Why would a ship be anchored at a place like this?
There's no need to be so surprised. While it may look like a ship, it's actually Spina di Rosula's headquarters. My father
Your
was the one who asked for it to be built
headquarter
like
is
this.
a ship?
Perhaps our tastes in
Hi,
exterior
Arigato,
design
how
is
you
the only thing we
doing?
occasionally had in common. A gigantic and glamorous ship embodies discovery, opportunity, ambition, and conquest. It symbolizes Spina di Rosula's bright and limitless future.
I think I'm starting to get why you like it.
And Paimon thought you were bluffing when you said Spina di Rosula had a glorious past. Paimon was confused why a group with such a history would live in the sewers. But now that Paimon has seen this ship for herself, she's been convinced.
Well, Poisson
Convinced
is
about
where
what?
Spina di Rosula began, after all. It's our main base, our home.
Let's get to the ship. Oh, we got once. Give me that carrot. Wait. Wait, how do I get up there? Da-da-da-da-da. Let's get onto the show. Ah. Hi there.
Melus, we're back!
Apologies for the wait, demoiselle, and our most important partners. You said before that you still had some business at the court. What brings you back to Poisson so quickly?
About that. It's because my partner here reminded me of something really important. You see, what if my father's case had something to do with water from the primordial sea?
I think Aaron just climbed something. Wait. I just heard something crash. Hey, what are you doing? He's a little dum-dum, he just climbed something. Nothing happened.
You still
everything's
remember,
good.
right, Melus? On that night, it was raining?
Yes, the case was quite similar to that of Mr. Linney's. Both were what you'd call impossible murders.
Could the mastermind be the same person?
Could you tell us a bit more about what happened before?
Yeah, of course. Many years ago, something called synth began to gain popularity in Poisson. At a glance, it was a kind of drink that could excite your mood and produce many pleasant hallucinations.
So like alcohol.
Wait! Didn't that guard guy who turned into water also mention that the primordial water could be used to produce some kind of potion?
Yes, he did. Considering what we know now, it's almost certain that synth is created using water from the primordial sea.
Drugs.
If you drink synth for an extended amount of time, you'll suffer many side effects, such as losing the ability to focus or control your
Definitely
emotions.
drugs she's explaining
And if you
here.
were to stop drinking it completely, you'll experience flashes of paranoia and anxiety while lacking energy to do anything. It's an extremely dangerous substance. As he oversaw Poisson, my father was compelled to put a stop to synth abuse and called for a complete ban of it.
Boss's uncompromising attitude incurred the synth vendor's wrath, but no matter how much they threatened or bribed him, he refused to yield. Not only that, Boss became determined to find the mastermind behind the synth operation and put an end to the problem once and for all.
Yes, but the enemy was very cunning. So he could never get anything out of the dealers, all of whom only sold the stuff and weren't privy to the rest of the operation. Recognizing that, my father decided to contact the dealers in secret and cultivate personal relationships with them. Finally,
This
he was
arc
able
is
to
like
convince
already like
someone to become his
mind-blowing.
informant.
It's like
The man's name was
everything.
Jacques. He felt greatly ashamed about his work after seeing many families destroyed by synth abuse. That night, my father hosted a banquet at his countryside estate. He planned to meet up and exchange information with Jacques over some food. But then, we heard 2 gunshots from the courtyard. We raced to the scene and found my father, still holding a gun, and Jacques, who was already dead on the ground.
Well,
What happened?
explain that.
Sounds just like Lenny's case, doesn't it? In both cases, the culprit seemed obvious, but neither appeared to have any motive at all. Looking back on it, though, I now believe the most important clue was something we all overlooked at the time. There were pieces of clothing left at the scene.
You're telling me that there was a murder case, and they were just a pile of clothing that didn't belong neither to the dead person nor to the probably executor of the dead person, and nobody cared about it. Nobody even just questioned where they came from, why they're there, what's happened to the person the clothing belonged. What? So they could have belonged to someone who got dissolved?
Precisely. It's all thanks to you that I made the connection now. Back then,
Oh,
we
I don't
all
think
just
they're gonna
thought they
kill
were
off any
some
main characters
costumes
because, like,
that
you pull
Jacques
for
used
them.
to disguise himself at the banquet. But considering it
And you
now,
can't pull for dead
it's
characters.
almost
They are not
certain
gonna
that
make you
they
money.
belong to a third person at the scene. With one extra person, we'll also need to reconsider why the 2 shots were fired.
Maybe your father got into an argument now, but it's also possible that the third person was to blame.
You're right. We still don't know what happened. But my intuition tells me that we're on
There
the
is
right
no
track
anime
to
character.
figuring it all out. I'm finally
They
headed
can't
towards
kill
the
off
truth.
Linny.
Jacques was an empathetic man who was infinitely remorseful
The
for his
female
past
anime
actions.
characters usually don't
It's
have a dead
unlikely that he
loved one.
turned on Boss
It's
with
usually
zero
the
warning.
male characters. I mean, like, Sayu is still here. She's animo, nobody died. Sucrose, she's animo, nobody died. Jean? What's her name? The one from Mondstadt? She's animo, nobody died. It's the male characters who get traumatized by Venti. You have to be male to get an animo thing from Venti because, like, only then you need to be a big mess of trauma. Lisa is on death's door pretty much? I don't think so. Yeah, but Albedo is also not dead.
I think this third person is probably the key to the full truth. On that note, however, even though this will not please you, demoiselle, as your and your father's butler,
They usually
I
don't
must
kill
still
characters
offer
you
a
can
word
pull.
of warning. Our opponent is insidious and cruel. They are extremely difficult to deal with, and Boss has already lost his life trying to bring them to justice. Even though Spina de Rosula has lost most of its former glory, Poisson has welcomed a new time of peace, and we have been allowed to live out our lives. There is no need to follow your father's path. It would be both wise and in line with Boss's wishes to step back and give up on the case.
If that's indeed what he wished for, then he should have told me that himself. Was I not the closest person to him? And yet, I was the one most kept in the dark.
I'm still waiting
What
for, like,
was
you
the
know,
point
to, like,
of him
show up.
dying without sharing any of
Because
the
I didn't
secrets
mention
he
her the
knew?
whole time. And, like,
Did
she
he
was, like,
manage to
in the
protect anything
promotional
in the
material.
end? Synth
And, like,
is still here. Callus the Unfaithful
Alright, let
is
her
still his
fuck up.
epithet. And Spina di Rosula is barely getting by. Nothing has changed.
Like, I don't know if you noticed, but like on Twitter and I think on Facebook and like everywhere else, they like posted like Linny, Lynat, and Throminat, their pictures and everything one more time with like they would like introduce them, but it was like slightly different than their active first introduction. And like they had like a quote from Alakino instead of like one of their own. So like, you know, I'm still waiting for an Alakino like drop in somewhere. Mostly because I want to cosplay her and I want to see how her outfit looks like. But secondly, I just want to see her in action.
Did he think I'd just accept his meaningless death and live out my life just as meaninglessly? I've never accepted that. Ever. Not since that day, and certainly not now. I want to find out the real answer for everyone's sake. For the missing girls, for the victims, and for myself.
Navia.
Yeah, Auntie is not smiling.
This is
Or
indeed
something.
the best
It was something
moment to
different. Like the
act.
background is a
Your
Fatui
partner
background now,
appears to
and
be
not like
quite
their background.
reliable,
Like
and
there were a
more
bunch of little
importantly,
hints on
Mademoiselle,
there.
I think you're also ready to take this on.
So you do know something else, Malus.
Yes, I do. In fact, even before that banquet, Boss already knew of the connection between Synth and the serial disappearances case. But what drove all the tensions to the boiling point was the revelation that you, Demoiselle, had been selected as the next target to disappear.
What?
Boss also didn't tell you that he had been diagnosed with a rare illness.
Of course, he has.
The doctors told him that he had no more than 5 years left to live. And the serial disappearances case caused him great anxiety. 5 years was nowhere near enough time to resolve this long-standing conflict. But once he passed away, all the danger would pass on to you. Knowing all of this, he decided to use one final intimidation tactic before his death. He claimed to have already gotten his hands on some key incriminating evidence for the other side, and even told some members of Spina di Rosula about the details. But as long as you remained safe, he would not share the evidence with the public. If something were to happen to you, then he and all those he told would immediately expose all they knew about
don't think
Synth
the
and
butler
the
did it
disappeared
now.
victims.
Right. So nobody would be able to get off scot-free.
As we've seen,
I'm a bit
Boss's
confused why
tactic has
he's only
worked.
telling her this
Even though
now.
Boss has been gone for
Like
a long
3 years
time,
later.
the other side has not tried to take Demoiselle's life.
No, I don't believe it. He never appeared to look sick to me.
No father wants their daughter to see them weak and haggard, especially someone as proud as Boss. To him, dying in a duel and suffering lasting dishonor as the unfaithful was still far preferable than losing face in front of his daughter.
So he chose to die in silence, so that he could protect me.
I'm afraid you're not understanding this correctly, Demoiselle. What Boss wanted to hand to you was not a parasol, but a sword. If Boss's spirit could hear you telling me that you want to find the answer for the sake of everyone involved, I'm sure he'd be extremely proud.
That fool. Couldn't he have just given it to me straight? No.
Would have been
He
too
might have
easy.
set up everything precisely because he never thought I'd be able to understand him. Is that the amount of confidence he had in me? And what if I was never able to make it to where I am now?
Gave you the choice to live how you
Yeah.
want.
I suppose that's true. With the way he'd set things up, if I had wanted, I could have just lived out my life without a care in the world. But thankfully, he rarely talked to me about complex matters, and thus understood little of me as a person. In this case, he really didn't need to give me an easy way out. Malus, what was the key evidence that he shared with you?
It's the location where synth is produced.
It's been 3
Essentially,
years. Do you think it's still
the
in the
enemy's
same
headquarters.
location?
When he was threatening the enemy, Boss didn't share the specifics of the incriminating evidence he found. But if you want to use it against the enemy, you'll still have to take several things into consideration.
Why? If we know where the place is, can't we just go storming in?
You mustn't forget that we're fighting against a mysterious and dangerous organization that's been in operation for decades. There's no telling what might be lying in wait at their headquarters.
Where's Child?
We
I'm
also
missing
have
him.
no idea
Can you
what
just
kind
like
of
storm
evidence
in?
we may be able to find inside, nor what people we may be able to capture. But a single visit to their headquarters would be tantamount to a formal declaration of war. The worst case would be that we leave empty-handed, but also open ourselves up to full retaliation.
Then, in that case, why not work with the Fontaine
He has
authorities?
his illusion.
Well, you saw one of them
It's
dissolve during
fine.
Mr. Linney's case. We have no idea just how thoroughly they may have been infiltrated.
That's true. Seems my father really had no choice. But things are different now. It should be a lot easier to prove the other side's guilt, now that we've connected Synth with the disappearances case.
You sound like you've put a lot of thought into this, Maloose.
I am the butler, after all. I live but to serve the boss and Demoiselle's will. I've always been willing to take on any kind of risk for your sake. But considering my relative lack of ability, I've spent my time keeping secrets, performing basic investigations, and waiting for the right time to come.
Thank you for all of that, Maloose. Have you discovered anything new in the past few years?
Let me think. One conclusion I came to was that the enemy must be quite familiar with Spina di Rosula, or at least have an informant planted here. When I announced orders to the organization's members on Demoiselle's behalf, I used to deliberately keep a few people in the dark and observe the reactions of the synth vendors. If the vendors didn't change their plans, then the individuals informed of our orders must be innocent. If the vendors packed up and fled, however, then someone must have given them the news.
Bleep bloop.
After several rounds of testing and investigative tracing,
Is that our other friend?
I've narrowed the suspect list down to 3 people. The first is Florent, Spina di Rosula's senior advisor.
Huh? Florent?
Yes, surprising, isn't it?
It's our other
He
duty
was one
who's
of the
with us,
people
isn't it?
Boss trusted the most, which also means that he was someone who understood Boss really well. Thanks to his
Are you not sitting
position
here?
within Boss's innermost circle, he always knew our upcoming plans and could thus avoid capture this whole
wet.
time. There's someone else like him too. Marcel, the head of Confrérie of Cabrières.
Uncle Marcel.
What is this comfrey room?
It's a guild in Poisson. Boss helped it to grow to its
kinda
current
sounds like
size and
croissant.
prominence.
When he
In the
says
beginning, they
croissant.
were only reselling
You know,
some daily goods,
croissant?
but now they're one of the
Maybe
richest
I'm just
guilds
hungry.
around,
Maybe
with a
that's why
lot
I'm
of
hearing
business
croissant all the
connections in
time.
the city.
So, they're like a sister organization of Spina di Rosula?
Yes, you can say that.
Croissant?
When we were fighting against the synth dealers, they provided us with plenty of support. It's a bit difficult to imagine someone using their own money to hunt down themselves.
The final suspect is Thierry, the man responsible for coordinating information between Spina di Rosula and the guards. Although the guards mostly leave us to our own devices, there are still many activities we have to report to the local authorities. Since Thierry is always in the know about our
I don't
current
think it's
activities,
poison. It's
he could
croissant.
theoretically always plan one step ahead.
You know, you need to talk like
see.
you think you're better than
These
anyone else.
are all
That's how
people who I
French
communicate
work.
with quite
You just
regularly.
need to have it in your head
To think
that you're
that
like
the
better
enemy
than
we've
anyone
been
else.
fighting against has been right next to me all along, among those I trust the most. It's almost too hard to believe.
If you want to investigate them, please take every
Tell me that
precaution to
French
not
doesn't
alert
sound
the
like that.
quarry.
I mean, what you
Judging
pronounce in
from our
fucking French is
experience,
like.
the enemy is extremely cautious.
Of course. And thank you, Maloose. You've provided us with a lot of great information.
You're too kind, my lady. I'm just doing my duty. And before I forget, proving Boss's innocence would also mean clearing him of blame in Jacques'
What do you
death.
mean?
After that incident, Jacques' wife and daughter were taken into the Spina's care.
Oh, if
They
I
still
water,
live
my
in
love will be
Clausal
afraid that.
today.
Oh.
If it might help, you could also pay them a visit.
They have to have
I
someone
can
on
make
their
the
team
necessary
who knows
arrangements.
Hungarian poems,
Aw,
though.
thank you so much, Melus. You
To
really
my
are
dot
the best.
connection.
A new case awaits, my dear partner. I hope we can work together to uncover the truth and end this case once and for all.
I paid no attention. Who are we suspecting? They were talking so much. I'm sorry.
It is settled then. Please excuse me
Everyone
and
is
enjoy
sus.
your
Okay.
conversation at your leisure.
Thank you for arranging everything for us, Malus.
Excuse me, miss. Do you need anything from us?
Oh,
Mostly Paimon. Is Paimon the suspect now?
Namia's all quiet. This isn't like her at all.
Let's not bother her for
I'm
now.
sorry that I only came to visit after all this time. After what happened, I didn't know how I was supposed to face the two of you.
Ah, if it's about that, there's no need to apologize. After my husband died, Spina di Rosula sent us a lot of mora and support. I understood your guilt and apology to be genuine.
It was the family of Jacques.
But aren't all of those things nothing compared to the loss of Jacques? I can understand the kind of pain that comes with losing a father so needlessly.
You don't understand
Okay, the last one was the guard. Okay.
I didn't know how to face you, because I didn't know what I could possibly bring as a consolation gift. I know only the full truth could bring closure to you, and to all of us.
Mm-hmm.
I don't like this kid.
I'm sorry.
I'm
I
suspecting the
appreciate
kid at this
sentiment,
point.
But you don't have to carry all that guilt. On the matter regarding my husband, my daughter and I have more or less found our answer already.
Would you mind sharing it with me? I really can't believe that my father could ever bring himself to shoot Jacques.
I always knew that my husband's money was earned through others' suffering. He told me countless times that if he could turn back the clock, he would never go into the synth business again. He had many regrets, and felt that he took the idea of providing for his family too literally. For the longest time, he thought Mora was everything. So when Mr. Callis came to him with a proposal, he accepted it almost immediately. He tried to be as careful as he could, but even so, he was still found
Who's
out by the higher-ups.
They found out about his betrayal?
Papa didn't say that exactly, but Papa did tell me that I should never be ungrateful.
Oh,
Before
Serena,
he
yeah, I
left
can't
that
stand
day,
her.
He told me that he had no choice. It was only later that I realized it was his final farewell to the two of us.
Oh, someone ordered Jacques to take out colors?
I don't know that for sure, but you could say that's the conclusion I eventually came to.
Oh.
Which is why I'm the one who should feel guilty. Callis had always taken great care of us, both when he was still alive and after he passed away. Even if he fired the shot that killed my husband, it was likely in self-defense. It is impossible for me to hate him for what he had done.
I was also like, no,
Mama,
Villette definitely likes
Why
her.
is Papa still the bad guy
They're like
if
this.
he did the right thing? Papa always wanted to be a good man, so why did he have to do a bad thing in the end?
Well, things aren't always as they seem. You still feel like your papa was a good man, right?
Yeah, Papa was a really good man.
Then you should hold on to that. If a good man had to do a bad thing, then he must have had his reasons, regardless of whether he left you a parasol or a sword. He must have done so to give you a better life.
Oh,
Thank you for everything you've told me. I will definitely find the truth. The current state of things is not something I'm willing to just sit back and accept.
Thank you.
Done that for like 3 years
I'm
at
very
this point,
grateful to
sweetie.
hear this from you.
Honey, it's been 3 years.
Even though your personality is quite different from your father's, Your determination when you speak is really similar.
You really think so? That's the first time anyone said
Oh,
that
his
to
door
me.
is locked? Oh, is the Fury you guys are telling me about that Nubilat is the water dragon? I mean, he has these weird thingies coming from his head. Is that the Fury people are thinking?
Are you okay, Navia?
I'm fine. Don't worry. Let's investigate the 3 suspects next. Florence should be nearby, and we should be able to find Thierry and Uncle Marcel in the city.
Are we still lacking a vision?
Greetings, boss. How may I,
I mean,
be
like,
of
not all
assistance
people have
today?
visions.
I'm sure you've heard about what happened
Like,
at the Opera House.
Aren't you supposed to be able
Someone
to pull
got
through
turned
it?
into water right in front of us.
He does need to have some
Yeah,
sort
I've
of
heard.
elemental thing.
With something that dramatic, I'm sure journalists will milk it for all it's worth. And it'll be all the talk for the next several weeks.
It also reminded me, on the day that the incident happened with my father, it was
Yeah, but
raining
Raiden
outside,
is the Archon.
and we found some clothes left at the scene. After my partner
Raiden
put the dots
technically
together
is
for
the
me,
vision.
I feel like we should try to reopen
Just
his
like
case.
Venti and
Can you do me a
Zhongli
favor
and
try
all
to
of those.
recall what happened
They
that night?
technically are the vision.
Let me think.
Child has the water
Mr.
vision. He
Callis
does
was
have an
feeling
actual
pretty
vision.
upbeat that day. So he was drinking and bantering away with us at the table. After that, he told us that he wanted to go get some fresh air. So we let him go without thinking much of it. Who knew that we
I
would
think I could
hear
look
2
at Nulex.
gunshots ring out right after?
Like
My
character
first reaction
design
was that
thingy,
Mr.
and see if he
Callis'
really does
life
have
was
no
in
vision.
danger. So I grabbed my
Child
holster
used
and made
the
a mad
vision on
dash
in
toward
this
the scene.
story arc. When it just like didn't do what he wanted him to do, so he was like, "Hey, traveler, take care of this. We're gonna meet anyways again." So like, I still have a delusion. Goodbye. He is using his water vision. What do you mean he's not using it? He definitely is using it. Right now, he doesn't have a vision. He has his delusion, but he said that too. I don't understand your argument, woman. What is your argument?
But when I got there, it was already too late. Mr. Callis was standing over a dead body with a gun in his hands. All we could do was look back and forth at each other, not knowing what to say.
Yes, you're
So you
saying shit at
also
this point.
remember
Yes,
2
I got that
gunshots
part.
Indeed. The guard said that the first shot didn't hit anyone, while the second killed Jacques. But I've never really bought that explanation. Reason being, Mr. Callis had left his gun
But
on the
Traveler
table.
doesn't have a vision of
I even
anything.
made sure
She's
to
just
confirm
like
that before running
she
to
has
the
like
scene.
a
But according
naturally
to the guards, that doesn't mean
gifted
he couldn't have
affinity
had
to
other
that. But
guns
they've
on
said
his
that as
person.
well.
About the clothes left
Like
at
they
the scene
explained
you
that because
mentioned.
she's not from this world.
Do
Yada
you
yada
think
yada.
there
You
was
know,
a third person there who was turned into water?
it's very possible.
At least from our perspective, my father had no reason to kill, so he would also have no reason to bring an extra gun with him. The gun he was holding probably belonged to Jacques, or a third person. on
Probably
the
between
scene.
their boobs.
Yeah, that makes a lot of sense. So you're saying Mr. Callis ended up with the gun because he seized it from one of the other guys? But hold on. If that's what had happened, then why didn't he share the truth with any of us? He didn't even want to face the Oratrice machine, and chose instead to prove his honor in a duel. Did he lose all faith in the courts after seeing someone dissolve right in front of his eyes?
About that, Malouse told me a thing or two. So, I think I can understand why he committed to the duel. I'll tell you everything, once the whole truth has been revealed.
I understand. Then I'll leave Mr. Callis's honor in your hands, boss. And if I may just say one more thing. The whole Callis the Unfaithful epithet has been a thorn in my side since the day it was invented. Many people have laughed at me for still calling him Mr. Callis, even after so many years have passed. But it was Mr. Callis's trust that allowed me to rise through the ranks of Spina di Rosula.
I'm being really honest. This is really
I lived a
boring.
lot
right
no
now.
matter what others might say.
It's like, oh
He'll
my god,
always
that
be the
man has
man
so
I
much
respect
honor,
the
and
most.
like I can't, and it's like
He'll
so
always be
sad that
my
he
boss.
died, and technically,
worry.
and
I will definitely. You and
Please
all our other comrades at the Spina deserve to know the truth as well.
Just tell me what the fucking truth is, please. Okay. Oh. Wait, shouldn't I talk to the other two?
Hey, Thierry, it's me.
Oh, now, what brings you here, Miss Navia? I've heard that you made quite the name for
He's
yourself at the
suspect.
Opera House.
He's
Oh,
sus. He's
so
part
you've
of
caught
police.
news of that already.
Oh, okay. Hey, I'm also a member of the guards, you know. The way you make it sound, people would think I was sent off to Poisson because I had done something wrong.
Are you
Croissant.
sure there isn't a little bit of truth in that? Under normal circumstances, shouldn't you have been called back to the city already?
I mean, where I work is really up to me. Let's just say I enjoy
Is
the
it-
ambiance of Poisson.
Croissant.
Callus did a fantastic job running the town, building Spina
You couldn't
di
hear it
Lasura
anymore.
from the ground up and
It's a fucking
clearing
croissant
many
at this point.
obstructions in my way. It would be next to impossible for me to find a similarly
Yeah, he's
easy
a
but
fox.
high-paying job in the city. Anyway, enough chit-chat. Are these two friends of yours? You, here for some formal business?
Yes. These two are my partners. What happened at the Opera House?
I don't
made
even
us
remember what
realize that
dragons we
Lily's
saw,
case
okay? I don't
and my
know.
father's may be related. We're trying to reinvestigate the details of my father's old case.
Ah, I get it. You think there might be more to the case now that we know people can be dissolved into water, right? I was also flabbergasted when I first heard of it. If you want to go through the original files from your father's case, I can help you look for them.
That'd be much appreciated. Thank you. Actually, I have another question.
No.
Do you have the authority to dispatch Gardamex?
Of course.
Aronara, the
them, I
Dandro Dragon,
couldn't
isn't the
possibly
thing I'm
handle
fighting the
Poisson on my
Dandro
own.
Dragon?
Why do you ask? We definitely can't use them to forcefully get more evidence for your father's case.
Look at the
Well,
babe.
you see, just recently,
Look at the
we were
sleeping
attacked by a
baby.
horde of unnumbered Gardamex in the city. So, if you hypothetically wanted to do something against me, all you would need to do is get rid of the mecha serial numbers and send them after me.
Then you think too highly of my abilities. Dispatching mecha is very different from controlling them. If I had to make an analogy, when you order a dish, the chef will make it for you. You can ask the chef to cook, but not to massage your shoulders or carry your baggage. If you try to make unreasonable demands, the chef would just think you're out of your mind and ignore you completely.
What analogy
Same
is
goes for
this?
me
This is
and
the
my
worst
Gardamex.
analogy I ever heard.
Removing a serial number is also not as easy as you might think. There are a lot of complex steps to it, and it's almost impossible to keep it a secret. So I can promise you, those mecha were definitely private units. They're certainly not cheap. So, whoever their owner is must be super rich, powerful, or both.
Is he trying to like
Now that you
be
mention
like,
it, though,
look, that guy who
being
is
in the
giving you
synth
guys
business
money?
would definitely be
That's the one you
profitable
wanna go
enough to
after.
afford this.
Oh,
It absolutely does not
then
make
you're
sense.
officially in the clear, Thierry.
No, you're not. I'm still suspecting this guy.
Oh, well, thank you for the vote of confidence, Navia. Jokes aside, I'd like to wish you all the best with your investigation. I'll be staying in the city for a
He's the
little
most
while, so
sussy.
just come find me
I
if
don't
you
like
need
him.
any support from the guards.
Okay, we need to go. Excuse me. Excuse me.
Useless.
We go all the way down?
Worthless.
I didn't
Hello.
have
How
the
may I
money
help
guy
you?
yet.
I'm here to see Marcel. Could you please let him know? You can just say Navia's looking for him.
Sure, I will let him know right away.
It's the guy with the money, isn't it? They're waiting for a while. Marcel arrives in a hurry.
Navia, hello. Sorry to keep you waiting. I'm not as young as I used to be, so my legs are giving out a bit.
Oh, it's all right, Uncle Marcel. There's no need to stress. I just wanted to talk
I'm just
to you
like
briefly
suspecting
about
you
what
of
happened
murder,
in the
but like
Opera house. I'm sure
no
you
hard
saw everything
feelings,
too,
you
right?
know.
Yes, I've never seen anything so strange.
Oh, you
I hope
were
like the
at
next
Opera House
update
too?
isn't gonna be solving a murder case.
That's right.
because
I went there with Navia to see the magic show.
It's really boring
Who
a
knew it
bit.
would turn into a whole murder mystery?
I'm being real honest.
I also witnessed your marvelous sleuthing work. Quite impressive. To beat the Hydro Archon at her own game on her own turf, I can already imagine everyone in Fontaine discussing your exploits over a few glasses of wine.
Oh, Paimon doesn't want to become the talk of drunkards.
Apologies. It's just how Fontaine is as a nation.
They said
Everyone
that they
loves
like
drama and
have like
theatrics.
3 story updates.
Uncle
this
Marcel,
time.
you've also
Like
noticed
every
that
big
other
update.
thing, right? The fact that humans can
Like
dissolve
the
in
numbered
water?
update.
Yes, I was reminded of your father's case right away. Is that what you're investigating now?
Exactly. I still don't have much solid proof, but I can sense that the other
Did they
side
like
has
announce what they're
already
gonna
begun
do
to
for
act.
the anniversary though?
Oh, and what makes you
I mean,
say
I expect that we get like 100
We were
primaries or
attacked on
something.
Arrhenius by some unnumbered Gardamex.
Still, like we got
And
something
there
big
was
last
also
time.
an attempt to get me to drink water from the primordial sea. If not for the vigilance of my partner, I probably wouldn't even be here talking to you right now.
Oh, you're giving us too much credit. Wasn't it you who protected us?
Alas,
It just feels
it
like
seems things are heating up again. The piece that
a bit
Callus
fillery.
sought so
Like I
dearly
see
will
the big
soon become a
picture,
thing of
how
the
it's like gonna
past.
connect to the main
But rest
story
assured
with
now,
like
Poisson will
the
always
disappearing
remain a safe
people
haven.
that just like disappear
you're
into
scared,
water,
you can
and
always
like that
return them.
alcohol drug
If anyone
thingy and
dares
everything.
to
You know,
lay
like
their
I
hands
see the
on you
big
there,
picture,
the
but it just
confrérie
feels a
of
bit like
Cabriere will use its
they
funds
put
to
too
the
much
last
filler
moor
in
to bring them
between.
to justice.
Like all of this
Thank you,
right
Uncle
now.
Marcel.
Why do I care?
But I don't intend to
They
go
all
into
talk
hiding.
so much.
I'm going to strike
it's
while
like
the iron's hot.
it's like
Do you have
they
any new
talk like
thoughts
for
on my
like
father's
15
case?
hours, and the only important information is like one sentence.
About that. Sorry, my age is catching up with me, so it'll take me a while to recall my memory. The confrérie was responsible for that banquet, so I was out and about the whole time making sure things were running smoothly. I didn't even have the time to drink with the guests. Then I heard the sound of a gunshot, and the rest was history.
Oh, it's okay. No need to push yourself. We'll ask around some more. See if there are any valuable clues elsewhere.
Yeah, this is
Sounds
Genshin Ace
good.
Attorney. I
Just let
definitely
me know
yeah.
if you ever need more.
Yeah, maybe it was just like more action. Oh no.
All my wealth comes from Callus's patronage and support. I'll spend however much it takes to clear his name.
16 side quests were okay. I don't know what you're talking about. I have to be up there, don't I?
We've talked to
Okay, I
all
don't have to
three
be all the way up
suspects.
there. I just have to
Purely
be a
based
certain
on their
amount
conversations with me.
on the stupid wall.
None of them sounded particularly suspicious.
They all sounded suspicious, and I just listened to like half of what they were saying.
I suppose that's to be expected, though. If a single
But I
conversation
must say, the
all that's needed
Sumeru
to find them out,
dialogue,
then my father
it
wouldn't have
didn't
needed
feel
to
like
investigate
so-
the case for so many years.
so tiring.
Anyway, even though we didn't make a
Like the
breakthrough,
most boring
let's still
part was the
compile what
part
we
where
were
you
able
like
to
had
find.
to like go through the same day over and over and over again
where
because
should
like
we
you were like in the
start?
stream. And even that was, for me personally, I liked that part.
Ah, you're right. Flora mentioned that Callus probably only ended up with
And like
the
all
gun
the
because
rest,
of circumstance.
I don't think that I was ever bored of
That makes
anything of the
sense.
rest of like
According to Jacques' family
the
members,
Archon Quest
he
there.
already told them that he had been discovered.
The
and that
part
he
is
had
like
no
it's not just the
choice before he
detective
left
work.
home
It's
that
like
day.
boring detective work because it just doesn't feel like it's
If I had
important
to
at
guess,
this point.
he probably
Like the
received
big
an
thing
order from
is
the synth
important
boss
of
to
it,
kill
like
my
figuring
father.
out who's dissolving
But he
people,
refused.
what is up
He and
with
his
this
family's
drug,
lives
and
would have
all
been
of that. That
forfeit.
makes sense, but like,
So Jacques fired the first
are
shot.
we really honest? I don't care if the dad gets justice or not. If I was Jacques,
Oh? And why is that?
True, and every fight we had so far wasn't a cutscene. You're right. Like, usually they give you a cutscene, but you can still fight in between. You're right. Could he guarantee his safety after killing? Could he guarantee his family's safety after killing?
That's a good point. Jacques probably already knew that he was just being used as a tool for murder. And once he had completed his mission, he'd be of no more use to his boss.
Huh. So, what would make more sense from his perspective would be to turn his back on the Order and seek protection from my father.
The third person was the one who derailed everything.
Makes sense. But without evidence, that's still just a theory.
True, like they could have like had a fight with like
the
Ravens
Gardamex has been bothering me quite a bit as
well.
well.
Like with the pairing, like
that
you're
our
fighting,
enemy has become
you have
more
to fight for like
antsy
one
after
of
the
those
secret of the primordial seawater was
time-based
revealed.
thingies.
Do you think he knew, even then, that we'd follow this lead to the end?
Given everything that's happened since, it's quite possible. But who among the three suspects would have the ability to control privately owned Gardamex?
The guy who hosted the party? Marcel?
Uncle Marcel? My father did really trust him.
Let's fight the
And
confused
they worked together on a
ocean.
large number of projects.
The one who
Maybe
just
that's how he
wanted
got
me to
know
deliver
Jacques.
one
And with
single
funds from the
message.
Contrary, he could also afford a large number of Gardamex. It's still really hard for me to imagine, though. After all, Uncle Marcel has been around since I was just a child. Also, wouldn't this mean he has been spending a whole lot of mora and energy to fight his own synth business?
Okay, it's a
Thierry,
stupid
you say?
police guy.
Huh. It is
It's not the
possible that he's figured out a way to convert the Gardamex for personal use. But I didn't feel like he was lying when he was talking to us about the mecha. I also don't think he'd be able to keep that kind of tampering under wraps.
Yeah, had he actually tampered with the
What
mecha,
did you get on the
we'd be able
couch?
to prove it with a simple check of the guard's inventory.
Good
If the
baby.
mecha were taken from the guards, it
I'm
should be
proud
pretty
of
easy to find
you.
out when and how that happened.
Don't. No. Let's. Babe. Honey, hello. Oh, babe. You're still not stable, honey. Honey, you're still not stable. Babe. Yeah, lay down. Lay down. Hi, baby boy. Is you okay?
Florent?
Is everything alright?
It is true that he was closest to my father, and thus had the best chance of learning about his dealings with Jacques.
Oh,
But
honey.
as Spina di Rosula's advisor, his work mostly deals with personnel and security, so he shouldn't have much means when it comes to finances.
So you're saying he's too broke to afford a mecha?
So, like,
honey?
nobody is it. I understand. No one is it.
Exactly. He can't. And even if he could, I don't think he would be able to dispatch a whole group so quickly. Who could it be?
I think. Oh, she said no to all of them. Look, it is Marcel! It's the guy who I said from the very start.
You know, if you think everything through, Uncle Marcel is
I
indeed
said
the most
it! And then she was
suspicious
like,
of them all.
no, it can't
Are we
be.
missing other suspects? Malus didn't know
I
about the
hate
people
this.
turning into water thing when he narrowed it down to these three, did he?
Malus has always been very reliable, and his judgment of others' trustworthiness has been fair and well considered. When he laid out his case for the three, the rationale he gave me made a lot of sense as well. The suspect is knowledgeable about the Spina's internal affairs, has the means to dispatch Mecha to assassinate us,
Are you good,
and
bud?
possesses significant intellect and foresight.
Can you not smell his butt?
Even if I don't want to believe it,
Babe,
I'm
He's
starting
okay.
to see how things could all tie back to Uncle Marcel.
He is someone who's very close to you.
Well, we still have another trump card on top of all the theorizing and
Stop
speculating.
betting his bet. The synth production base.
Yes. Malus did say that charging straight in there would be extremely risky. But we don't have any other options right now. We need far more solid proof before we can hope to go charging in on our enemy.
Navia, here you are. Oh, I've been looking for you.
I've been, what, 50 meters away from where we were?
Aren't you the guy from the guards? Did something happen?
Yeah. News came from Irenaeus just after you left. We've got another trial on our hands.
Wasn't that place built specifically for holding trials? What's so newsworthy about this one?
I know. But they said the person they're putting on trial is a Fatui harbinger called Tartaglia.
Wait, why is Child on... I mean, okay, the question isn't why is Child on trio? Like, at one point he was supposed to be on there, like, well, please, but like, what did he do specifically in here? Like, he did some crimes in other nations, but those are other nations' problems, you know? Like, kind of like wanting to destroy Leeward, that's a whole other chapter. What did he do here?
What? Is that someone you know?
He's a foreigner.
Yeah.
Wow.
We know him.
Wow.
Maybe even a little too well.
Well, he's been accused of being the true culprit behind the serial disappearances case.
Why would he?
It's absurd, don't you think?
It is.
How?
I don't think he
None
is.
of our investigations have had anything to do with him.
That's what I thought was strange about it, so I came to tell you the news right away. If the charge against him stands, then it'll be next to impossible to get the guards to support any of our planned investigations.
Right. Because they'll think they've already found the culprit.
Yeah. And it'll be a lot harder then to clear Mr. Callus's name.
I think Farina just like
Understand.
wants trials. That's what she lives for.
Well, partner,
She's
what
just
do you
too
think we
bored
should
with
do?
anything else.
We still haven't found any conclusive evidence.
Let's split up.
Huh? Split up? What do you mean?
You can go to Irani's Balago, investigate that place.
Just as expected of my partner.
Can I finally fight?
Since this is a trial about the serial disappearances case, the culprit's attention will be focused on Irenaeus, leaving his home base.
You're gonna
wide
trial,
open.
and you get a trial,
You're right.
and you. Like,
This is
but
our
what
best
did he do that
opportunity.
Farina was just like,
All right then, let's do
you're
this.
the culprit now.
I'll stall them.
I
at the
never saw
Opera
you
House
before, but
and
you're the
charge
culprit.
Marcel as the true culprit. I won't have any chance of making that charge stick, though, unless we find more evidence. It'll be up to you to make it back in time and hand the decisive evidence to me.
Leave it to
We'll
me.
help you, just like you helped us in Linny's trial.
Demoiselle, please allow us to accompany you.
I'm ready.
Ah, Malou, Silver, when did you two get here?
Hi,
We
Rena.
heard that you'll be leaving Poisson.
Look,
and figured
what
that
you
might
doing?
require our assistance. It's our hope that
No
your
execution,
confidence
no
will be
executing,
bolstered
child. What the
with the two of
fuck?
us by your side.
Thank you so much. Then, let's make haste for Irenaeus. Paimon, Traveler, I'll see you at the
Can
Opera
I finally
House.
fight?
See you
So,
then.
where do we go?
Now that Navia has set out for Irenaeus, we should also get going.
I'm on my
The
way.
location has already been marked on the map, so let's head over. Huh.
It's... Hello. There we go. Chilling at work? Oh, don't get caught watching
Let's go and
people
try
on
to find the
Twitch.
entrance.
So... Pew-de-pew-pew-pew. Pew-de-pew-pew-pew. Let's go.
Finally found it. Huh.
Oh,
So
that thing
this
wasn't
is the
supposed.
entrance
Okay,
that
oh
leads
my
to
god.
the synth production base. It sure doesn't seem out of
Wait,
the
is the
ordinary at
production
all.
base on the water? Yes, but I'm sure what we find inside will be extraordinary.
You're right. An important place like this is bound to have a ton of protective measures and mechanisms.
Elena
Ryan
is like
probably arguing
so
up a storm right
openly
now
in
to
love
stop
with
us.
Traveler. Like, I don't have him, but I saw people posting like his lines and everything. Like, that boy, like, Honey, nobody was like this upfront. Like, I would be curious to know if it's the same with like the male traveler, because funnily enough, I just saw those story tidbits of his like lines with the female traveler. So it would be interesting to know if it's the same with the male one. I know I'm going away from where I'm supposed to go, but like I saw things, so we gotta do those. He's also flirted with the male traveler. I'm a bit sad I didn't pull for him, but like I didn't truly care for him. And I'm looking forward to Navilat and the black and white haired dude. Boy, just something. The maybe colorblind dude, that's who I'm looking forward to pull. Oyster? No. His name starts with a W. So like I'm looking forward to doing that. How long is this? The underwater the part of the underwater thing is really pretty. Oh, I'm not even getting anything out of this. That was a waste of time. Wait. I'm so far away. Wait. I'm so far away. Let me go back. Wrestling. Yeah, something like that. Redman, exactly. Something like that is his name. Like, if you look at my polls, I have like... I already put like 40, so we're at like 183. So like, I will get one character. One way or another. It doesn't really matter. So like, I just hope that the polls I have are gonna be enough to get both of them. Whenever they drop. I don't know when they're gonna drop. I didn't see any leaks for the next two banners. So I'm not sure what are the next two banners. I'm just collecting more primos. You have leaks? Oh, do you know? Do you know what are the next two banners? Because I'm curious about that. Yeah, it's not worth teleporting anymore. Yeah, that was for the event. Yeah, I noticed it afterwards. I thought, you know, I see a red thing. I'm like, oh, I'm gonna get a chest now. Oh no. Do we need to teleport? No, we don't. We're going to be fine. There we are. Punchy J Rocker? Who is Punchy J Rocker? Which one is that? Yeah, please check. I didn't see anything on my TikTok yet. Usually TikTok is my source of what banners are to come. Is he the next? Oh, yeah, I want him to. I definitely want him to. I think I want him more than Nivelat.
I must repeat my question again, Mr. Tartaglia.
Oh, Nivelat is the next one already.
That you are the true culprit behind the serial disappearances
okay, then I'm gonna
case.
pull for him.
To be
I don't care about
perfectly
Futawa.
honest,
I have Futawa.
I don't understand your country's complicated court system, or the reason why I'm being charged with something I've never even heard of. However, I did hear that people who have been charged can choose to participate in a duel to clear their name. Is that right?
No, and he's in the second half already. Oh, maybe I need to buy my Velkin again. I haven't bought a Velkin in a while. Maybe I need to do that. Oh, that hurts. Okay, yeah, we will see what I'm gonna do.
In which case, as long as I accept the charge, I can have an all-out fight with that champion duelist Clorend, right? I've got to admit, that's one of the most enticing offers I've ever received. When I privately sparred with her last time, she was obviously holding back.
Yeah, but usually like, the next banner is like usually like something they like
Hey,
are kinda...
don't you understand? You're
like, on the other
currently
hand,
the prime suspect
usually
for a major case.
they don't
This
drop
isn't the place for you to be looking
two
for
new
fights.
characters with two consecutive banners. They usually like have like one new and then an old one, then they have like two old ones, like right now. So maybe Wrestler is coming in 4.2. We will see. After pull for whichever comes first.
Oh? Sounds like the Hydro Archon wants to lecture me on the ways of the Opera House. Then why don't you duel me too? I'm the kind of student that learns best in the heat of battle.
No. That's not what I
She's like,
meant.
I don't want to fight you after all.
Alas,
You're a
it would
psycho.
appear that communication with the
don't.
defendant is going poorly, and we have made very little progress. In that case, let me explain everything from the very beginning again. The goal of this trial is to determine the culprit
Farina
behind the
again?
serial disappearances case.
She literally just had a banner. Why would they put her in a banner again? Baiju I can see. Didn't Ayatu also not just had a banner? Albedo was a while ago, yes. But didn't Ayatu had like a rerun not so long ago? Farina didn't have a banner yet? Didn't she have the first one? Oh no, that was Linne. Never mind me. No, true. That was Linne. Never mind me. In my brain somehow the Water Archon already had a banner. Because I can't stand her. I'm sorry.
That case had nothing to do with him. You've got the wrong man.
Huh? What's going on?
Albedo, I know. Albedo's been a while. I'm not sure about
interjecting
Ayatu.
I told
Has
you
it
it
been
couldn't
that
be one of the
long?
Fatui harbingers.
Miss Navia, this is the second time you've interrupted the court proceedings. I only tolerated your behavior last time
Nubilla is
because
like,
you
I'm
were
so
able to
done
provide
with
the
you. This
court
is
with a
my
key
fucking court.
eyewitness.
Just leave.
But that was an exception rather than standard court protocol. I can very well charge you with contempt of court for your interjections.
Oh, please. Did you ever think I had any respect for this place's pointless theatrics? We can put that discussion aside for now. I'm not here to argue with you. I'm here to charge the true culprit behind the serial disappearances case. And if
I was
my
like,
charges
people
prove
love
true, then
the Water
Tartaglia
Archon. I'm
here
pretty
will be
sure people
proven
are gonna
innocent
pull
by
off for
default.
her.
Correct?
Oh, a young lady has charged in and offered to clear my name. How fascinating. Well, I'd gotten half bored to death by all these rules and procedures anyway, so I'll take you up on that offer. So, Your Honor, is there nothing else
Child
for
is
me to do
cheating
now?
on me.
You may take a seat for now in the audience, but that doesn't mean the suspicions against you have been lifted. Now then, Miss Navia, who is the person you would like to charge instead?
Is Navia gonna be a 5-star? I could
That
see her as a
person
4-star. I don't care. I'm just gonna click through everything. It doesn't matter. I don't care.
Marcel, the head of Confrérie of Cabriere.
Huh? What confrérie? Never heard of them in my life.
I've heard of them, but weren't they Spina di Rosula's sister organization?
Are you okay?
Oh, is this going to be a friends to enemies type situation?
Please let me remind
She
you,
read
Miss
too
Navia,
many novels.
that charging someone is an incredibly serious matter. Committing to the charge also means taking on the legal responsibilities
Could have been
associated
me in
with
the
it.
audience.
And if the charge fails, depending on the circumstances, you may also be charged with the crime of making a false accusation. Knowing this, do you still wish to charge this man?
Yes, I do.
In that case, I declare the charge to be valid. Miss Navia and attorneys, please take your places on the court.
I'm pretty sure
Members
that
of
the
the
little
guards,
girl is also gonna be a
please
4-star.
contact Mr.
yes.
Marcel right away so
They
that he
can't
may
put
stand
everyone as a
trial.
5-star, you know. They need more 4-stars than they have 5-stars. After some time, a shocked and confused Marcel is brought to the stands.
Mr. Marcel, you will not require an attorney. Is that correct?
Apologies. It all just happened so quickly. I still haven't figured out what's going on. I think an attorney won't be necessary. This is probably just a misunderstanding between me and Navia.
Very well. In that case, since both sides have now arrived, Miss Navia, please present your charges.
I would like to take everyone back to 3 years ago, to the case of Caelynx the Unfaithful.
I still don't know
Only
who
through
Ashura is,
elucidating
true.
what really happened in that case can we connect all the dots for the serial disappearances case.
Is Marcel Washer?
Navia, do you really think that I was the one who killed your father? Come on, why would I do that? Caelynx was my benefactor, and remember both you and I only ran to the scene when we heard the sound of a gun. If that's enough to make me a suspect, wouldn't that make everyone at that banquet a suspect as well?
I think there's no point in getting into the specifics right now. The audience doesn't even have the big picture yet. Even I'm struggling to remember some details of that case.
Exactly correct, Your Honor. I must refresh everyone's memory about that case before I can explain my charge and reasoning.
I see. In which case, I will recount the findings about that case as
I was like, what if
originally
it's
recorded by
Giles?
Maison Gardiennage.
And he just had like a mangling of a woman, you know? I mean, his water vision is
On the day
acting
of the
up.
murder,
It has to happen
Spina
from
di
somewhere.
Rosula hosted a large banquet in a countryside estate owned by the Confrérie of Cabrières.
Yes.
During the banquet, all attending guests heard 2 gunshots from the courtyard. When the guests arrived at the scene, they found the primary suspect, Caelynx, holding a gun, while his acquaintance, Jacques, lay
You know,
dead from a
Chad is the
gunshot
more
wound.
like, I'm going out and just gonna hit someone so I have a brawl type. Babe, where do you wanna go? Do I need help? Do you need help? Is it okay? You just wanna lay down there? Okay.
The guards' investigation did not recover any other firearms from the scene. As a result, they concluded that the suspect's first shot must have missed, while the second must have taken Jacques' life. The suspect did not dispute this conclusion, and also declined to defend himself in court. Instead, he chose to prove his innocence through a duel.
And it didn't work out for him, did it?
Caelynx was defeated by champion duelist Clarand in the ensuing duel, and soon succumbed to the injuries.
Chad doesn't even know
These are the known
Clarinda, does
facts
he?
about the case.
The one with the motive to kill was Jacques, not my father. And even so, Jacques still had no reason to pull the trigger. In truth, the third person shot Jacques first, and was shot in turn by my father when my father seized the gun from him. After that, the true culprit turned the third person into water, erasing all traces of him from the scene. Thank you for the summary, Your
true,
Honor.
he did say that.
Of course,
True.
the guard's conclusion appeared quite sensible to us at the time. However, we should revisit the case now that we've gained new information about the abilities of water from the primordial sea.
Guys, I'm sorry. I can't be bothered with this, okay? There we
The
go.
testimony of the victim's family confirms that Jacques had thoughts
What's
of
a Goku?
assassinating Caelynx when he set out for the banquet.
I don't know,
However,
what's a Goku?
in the end, he reconsidered, and instead shared everything with Caelynx, hoping to seek the latter's protection. Unfortunately for Jacques, the true culprit had already considered this possibility, and had sent out another assassin.
Da da da! Stop saying that she's Shadow. She's
This
not.
assassin first shot Jacques, then turned to shoot Caelynx.
I
Only
played
for
a
Caelynx to
Danganronpa
wrestle the
game
gun
before.
from
It
him
was one
and
where I
kill
did not
him
have
instead.
trials, but I was just shooting people.
A pile of clothing was found at the scene. The guards once believed they were used by Jacques as a costume to disguise himself. But now, it is clear that the clothes were proof that there was a third person at the scene, and that they were turned into water after committing the murder. Since it was raining that day, the culprit was confident that they could use the rain to wash away all traces of their dissolved accomplice. Realizing this, the true culprit caused the hired assassin to dissolve into water, leading everyone to believe Caelynx was responsible for Jacques' murder. This is the true version of events.
Da da da! I don't know, isn't it usually the Danganronpa series that has trials? Isn't that like the goal
That's
of
what happened.
Danganronpa?
Wait,
You're telling me something as dangerous as water from the primordial sea has been used for all these years?
What a great theory. It also explains Caelynx's and Jacques' respective motives. I guess they didn't shoot each other after all.
Mr. Marcel, you are the one being charged with the crime. You should provide a rebuttal if you wish to prove your innocence.
Nicolette is like
But I
so
think I
done.
agree with everything
He
Navi
doesn't
just
want to
said.
do this job
In fact,
anymore. He
there was
just
nothing in
he
her
does
speech
not.
that directly implicated me.
Then, may I ask some questions? In my opinion, we primarily need to determine two things. One, do you have the evidence to back up your claims?
I'm afraid not. At least not at this very moment.
I'm working on it.
If you don't have any evidence, you should just go home.
Can
I
you
may
just
not have
shut
evidence
up?
with me, but I know where I could go to collect it. If we look up the deserted clothes against a record of people who went missing around the same time, we should be able to find a match. Considering the serial disappearances case, the guards probably kept careful records of all missing persons from around that time, regardless of age or gender.
That makes sense to me. Monsieur Neuvillette, I would consider this to be a reasonable investigative direction.
Why do I feel like Farina's acting a little differently today?
Maybe she's scared.
She's
of
a lot on
embarrassing
our
herself
side.
again.
I'm not sure.
Alternatively, she's become more
Is
diligent
Farina
after charging an
part
innocent citizen in
of
the
the
last
drug
trial.
thing?
My second question has to do with the ensuing duel. If the truth is indeed as you described, then why didn't Mr. Callis explain himself in court? If he
I
had
don't think you're
testified
allowed
that
to
a
punch
person
kids,
had been
sadly.
dissolved, he could
Probably
have at
against
least
the law.
mounted a defense.
I've thought about this too, and the answer is actually pretty simple.
Babe,
He
babe,
felt
where do you want to
there
go?
were things that were more important to him.
Babe,
The
babe,
dissolving
take care.
power
Yes,
of
yes,
water
lay down.
from the primordial sea is
Lay
an
down.
important secret for the true culprit of the
Honey.
serial disappearances case.
Look at me.
My father could have exposed it for all to see, but he chose to take it to the grave. At that time, Spina di Rosula was in dire
She
straits,
looks like a
and his
child, so she
reputation had
counts as a
already been
child.
shattered. He had no guarantee that going forward with the truth would allow the culprit to be brought to justice. What was certain, however, was that it would paint a gigantic target on my back.
Boss once told me that Demoiselle had already been selected as the next
Mona
target
doesn't
of the
look like a
serial
child.
disappearances case.
You look at Mona, she does not look like a child.
If the secret had gotten out, the culprit would have fought an all-out war with Espina right there and then. I wouldn't have been the only one in danger. All of us would have stood to lose our lives. Of course,
Sit
the
down.
guards might
No.
eventually figure out the truth of the matter and determine that we were in the right. But what good would that do?
Mona
How
does not
can a
have,
hollow
have
verdict
the
protect
model of a
anyone?
child. Farina
How
looks
this
more
opera
like
house ever given
Nahida
my
than
father
Mona.
any kind of confidence in its brand of justice, Spina di Rosula would have had
No,
no
they
reason
don't.
to exist.
They
If
100%
stay
do
silent,
not.
We retain the
Show,
ability
show
to
me,
deter our opponents.
show me
and continue
proof
the
that they have the
stalemate.
same model.
I was
I
able
do
to
not
become
believe
Spina
that.
di Rosula's president, which made me harder to target, as well as giving me more time to grow and learn. And once I have figured out the truth and stepped up to the challenge, I will do what this opera house cannot, and restore my father's truth and honor back to him.
So, you mean to say, your father intended to die in the duelist's ring?
That's right.
Do you have any proof?
Of course. All you need is to ask
They have
his
like
opponent,
maybe a
Clarence.
similar body type, but they don't have the same model now.
I don't need your apology, your guilt, or your support from the shadows.
I'm pretty sure Mona is a
You
bigger
don't
one.
have to do anything for my sake. But since he entrusted his will to you, Clarand, you should tell us the truth about his sacrifice.
So, during the duel, did you believe that Callus was intending to die?
Yes, I did.
Babe,
As a champion
don't fall
duelist,
down.
I've fought many battles
Honey,
and
what are you
taken a
doing?
countless number of dishonored lives. In my line of work, I've seen all kinds of people give their all for the faintest hope to continue living. Some were determined, others passionate, and some even manic and twisted. Just one look and I can tell if a duelist is hoping to live or if they're looking to die. I hereby swear
Wait,
on
what
my
are you
name
doing?
and honor as a champion duelist that Mr. Callus never intended to leave the ring alive.
Since that's your testimony, I have no more questions. It appears there really are good grounds to reopen this case.
I concur. However, Miss Navia, you still have not explained the link between your father's case and the serial disappearances case.
Right?
Where are we going?
What she
Wait.
said was fascinating, but kind of beside the point.
Wait, weren't they just talking
Good
about
job.
the serial
Good
disappearances
job.
Case? Of course, Your Honor. The two cases are connected via a matter of timing. In my father's case, the culprit intended to kill both Jacques and Callus. As a result, they planned to act after hearing 2 gunshots. And at the end of Linny's trial, the culprit also only dissolved the victim in front of everyone because they realized they were at risk of being identified. The culprit could only time their actions so precisely if they were already at the scene. Coincidentally, Marcel attended both the banquet and the trial.
I mean, if we're being honest, real people also only have like so many default parts, how they can look. Height-wise and everything. Like, they all have like different heights and everything. Like, that's not really an argument for me. I still don't think it's like the same model. The same model would be like if you would just like copy it 1-to-1. And I'm pretty sure that Mona is like height-wise taller than Furina. I think Furina is like closer to being to Nahida than she is to Mona. So yeah. Like, obviously they're only gonna have like so many base models that they're gonna work with. But like they're switching out everything.
So that's why you suspected me. Even after hearing your reasoning, I still can't help but find it a little preposterous. I'm used
And
to
I'm
it,
pretty
though.
sure Alhaitham
You've always
does
been an
have
impulsive and sentimental
a
child,
bit more
Navia.
arms.
It's one of your most endearing
I
traits.
can put him next to Ito. I have both of them. We can take a look at that.
No need to appeal to
It is
pathos.
the shading, but I also think his arms
I
are
won't
just
try to refute
thicker.
your points one by one, but even if everything you just said was true, can you prove that I was
After
the
the
only
trial,
person present
remind me
at
I have both of
events?
them. We can check that.
On top of that, does a person have to be physically present to control the timing? Can't someone remotely monitor the place?
Oof. Don't know what she can say to that.
I know that even with that, you might still think you can reduce the list of suspects with some further investigations.
I mean,
until
in the
I'm
end, you can
the only
also
one
argue
left
you
on the
just
list.
use some pixels and then like you change the pixels. Like, you know, it obviously like all the female and male characters probably like have like the same base thing, and then they like make them taller or like smaller or like brighter or like give them boobs or like give them asses, because they do look at the males, those jiggler physics. I'm just saying. So like, you know, like that's not an argument. That's how game making and character modeling works. You don't make every character like from like 0 on out. You do have like a base you're working with to make it easier, especially like put it into the game so like everything works the same into a game. Like that's how that works. You can't just like go on ahead and like do everything from scratch every single time. That's like not efficient.
Alas, who won't feel at least a little hurt by an accusation of murder from a girl you see as your own daughter? But if I were to dismiss this completely, you'd also think I'm not being considerate of your feelings.
Oh, Nibble
Ah,
is
well,
definitely gonna have
let
jiggle
Uncle
physics.
Marcel
Everyone has
teach you
jiggle
another
physics.
lesson.
Everyone.
Do you know what the biggest flaw in your reasoning is?
I suppose you're gonna tell me anyways.
It's timing again. I'm a businessman by trade. From that standpoint, there's no reason for me to kidnap young women. It's a high-risk action with nothing to gain. In addition, I left my
not
home in
just about
Snezhnaya
jiggle.
when I was young to come to Poisson and work in some trade. My business only thrived when I received Callus's patronage. But the disappearances began before I ever stepped foot in Fontaine.
Thank you, Alva.
I do apologize, Demoiselle. This was my mistake.
No, it's not your fault. I'm sure he had come prepared.
Is there anything else you'd
if
like
you
to
saw
say?
those videos,
Would
you
you
saw
like
those
to check
videos.
the date of my first business license against the first known case of the serial disappearances? You can also take a look at my border entry records. or ask my friends and family when I left Snezhnaya for the first time.
Oh, he's
Could
from
those records and testimonies
Snezhnaya.
do something to appease the unspeakable anguish
Oh,
in your heart?
Seems like she got the wrong guy.
Oh, I don't think she got the wrong guy.
Be convicted for falsely accusing him.
I think you've done a superb job of dissecting your father's feelings as he neared the end of his life. But aren't you going against all of his wishes and expectations right now? He wished for you to become more rational, collected, and conscientious, instead of dwelling only on your own feelings. Once you've learned to be more considerate of others' feelings and to stop rushing headlong into things, you'd have met most of
Where
his
is the traveler, by the way? Where is she? Why is she not bringing the evidence?
This isn't just about me, and it never has been. The biggest difference between me and the rest of the victims is that I still have the ability to search for the truth. While that same agency has long been taken from them, the people whose families were destroyed by synth abuse, the people who lost their loved ones to the serial disappearances, and the people who suffered tragic ends due to their sense of justice. Many people's images are flashing before my eyes. I'm sure
Well,
some
back at
are
court
coming to
moment,
those of you in
yeah.
the audience as well. And whose image do you see, Marcel? Is it a man named Vache?
Huh.
Da da da!
So you do know that name?
I'm merely surprised you'd suddenly say the name of someone I've never even heard of.
Yeah,
I was
sure.
waiting for you to say that.
A little while earlier, at the entrance to the synth production base. Oh, I'm back into the water, okay. Oh, wrong button. Da, 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 da.
Boring!
Oh. Oh, what the fuck? That is so absolutely new. What the hell? Can I? Give me wondering. Nah. Let's keep furries on, it's okay.
Useless! One with the force.
Ow. What the fuck? That wasn't nice.
We'll see.
Boring!
This should be in every goddamn domain, yeah. I mean, like, usually, like, you enter a
Can't see.
domain after you did, like, your party, but, like, I think this should be in, like, domains where you're, like, not sure what comes.
The floor is
My
coming
bad
down.
is a C6. He is.
Is it because of this mechanism in the middle? That guy really prepared a lot of stuff for this place.
Oh, test. TC chest. Why would I not C6 my Bennett?
Thinks we need to go up, but Paimon doesn't see a way. Let's take a look around. Maybe we'll find a hidden mechanism that'll show us the way up.
Do I have to dive? Of course I have to dive. Da, 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 da. There. You guys are all just cowards for not giving him a C6. He deserves it. The thing is, like, I'm using his characters who he can't overwrite anyway, so it doesn't really matter.
The water level is rising. Now we can swim to the top.
Ba, ba, ba.
But this is still a ways away from where we need to go.
That's Paimon. Can you be a bit more positive? Please.
Keep up.
Hello.
And shroud! Yeah.
Allow me. Dare to mess with me?
Let's nip that in the bud. Can't see?
I don't know exactly who is he overriding because I personally did not have the problem, yeah. Of my element being overwritten, to be fair.
And shroud!
Rust and Reeve, dare to mess with me? Wretched.
Ow. Babe, where do you want to go? Can you just
one thing
keep
after another?
Babe, stop moving around so much. Honey, are you okay? Are you good? That's the microphone, but that's okay, babe. Are you, honey? Yeah, you can't lay there. I'm sorry. Can you just move a tiny bit? There's the cable from the microphone. I know. Honey, take, babe. Oh, baby. Yes, Mama is here. Mommy is here. Everything's good. I'm sorry. I have to take care of the kitty cat a bit. I'm sorry. Some older bursts, okay. I know that it can overwrite some elemental stuff. I just don't know what it is because I didn't have the issue yet. Hi, Isel. Are you okay? You're just gonna sleep there now? Okay, good. Because I need to find some evidence.
Keep up.
How you doing, Isel? Yeah, I think like people like made it sound like so bad and were like crying over that their whole like account is now ruined, and I'm just like, guys, what the fuck?
The path is clear. Let's go.
Like, you can overreact a bit much. With the big guys from Starbucks. Oh, are you an important dude now? Can you give me more free Starbucks drinks?
Keep up.
Oh. We're gonna like... Does it open up again? No? Okay.
Let's move out.
Hello.
One with the force.
Have fun with this gift.
Disappear.
Whenever will I be in North Germany, honey? Bye, sweetie.
Here.
It's a bit very far away from me. I have a C3 Tanari because I'm losing a lot of 50-50s. But it's fine because... Oh. Did Xiao survive this?
Finally made it to the innermost sanctum. Though, as expected...
Like, I'm having Tanari in my main team, so it's fine. He's being charged by Navia as we speak.
That's right. Then let's hurry up and find some evidence so we can get back to the Opera House and help Navia. What's all this? Aw, it's a bunch of really cute things. Pink accessories, a hair tie, a necklace, even a makeup box.
You know, if I have to lose my 50-50, at least give me a Tinari.
Paimon sees it too, but why are all these cute things labeled with different girls' names?
And they probably belong to the victims.
Huh? You mean the girls from the serial disappearances? They were brought here? And then they were turned into water. And all the boxes of things. These names. That means... Oh, this is terrible.
Okay. What about here?
Let's see what's written here. Nothing escapes Detective Paimon's eyes.
Sure.
Caelynx. Navia's father. Oh, this seems to be an investigation.
You know what I can
regarding
flex
him.
with, Alba? I haven't won a 50-50 in like 2 years. That's not true. I think I won like one in between. But it's been a really, really long time that I won them consecutively. I usually have to go up to like 80 pulls and then I'm losing. It's probably related to this, to his and Jacques' case.
Yep, it's about finding someone to assassinate Jacques and Caelynx because of a lack of confidence that Jacques himself would go
Yeah, do you know how long ago the Xiao rerun was? He was at around New Year's.
We still have not determined
I'm
the
talking
exact
about Genshin,
content of the
Sasha.
key
It's about
information
Genshin.
Calus has passed on to certain members of his organization. The old dog's a real menace to deal with. Even if
I
he
got an email
abides
from
by
Genshin.
the promise he's made to us, he
Well,
will
thank you for
still
participating
have
in the
upper
Twitch event.
hand. He can act
Oh,
whenever
do you
he
guys get
wants
drops?
to make our lives miserable. The only option left is to remove
I don't
him
know
from
if the event is
picture
still on.
entirely. I concur. Let's send
I did
someone
pull
to
since
kill
that.
him.
Of course.
He won't declare war as long as we don't touch Navia. Oh,
Maybe the event
seems
is
like
over.
we've got a bunch of correspondence between the higher-ups.
Xiao was the very first character I lost my 50-50 to, and then I spent money, and ever since, I am cursed. Xiao was the first one who demanded money of me, and he is in my team ever since.
They're all just so evil.
I still want Shenhe mommy, but I still don't have her.
There's so much synth here. And so many
Okay, I
bottles of
didn't spend that
ingredients
much
that
money.
Probably just contain the waters of the primordial sea.
I don't even think altogether I spent that much money. Like, I did spend a lot of money on a lot of things, but like, I didn't, like, even altogether I didn't spend that much.
Mixing in progress. Ready to drink? Stack
You
sample?
guys are all terrible with your money.
They've also got all the synth pretty clearly labeled. Whoa, there's even fruit-flavored synth? Yep, it's super obvious.
Dude, but I feel the frustration. I feel it. What? Is that new? That's new, isn't it?
What's this over here? Looks like some kind of place for research. Experiment number 16 aims to verify Jacob
Oh, I bought the Battle
Hagold's
Pass more
research
often.
conclusions on the primordial
I have
sea,
some weapons from
and
there.
use his theory as a foundation to achieve a breakthrough.
I miss
Experiment was
most
a failure.
female characters
No
because I don't care for
individual
them.
managed to resurface from the water.
But I have
from the
every male
primordial sea.
character except Linnea on Venti.
Female specimens 22, 23, and 24 were dissolved. Sorry, traveler. Paimon will try her best. It's just that
Wow, Isa, do you still play the game at least?
before. How can someone write something that terrible in such a matter-of-fact tone?
I mean,
You need
Zhongli
to
has his
rest.
rerun right
I'm
now.
too scared to keep
He's
going.
actually pretty good. It's to save his lover, a woman called Veneria, who was this. Oh.
So that's why he did all of these experiments. Wait, did he really think he'd be able to find a way just by dissolving people over and over? That's just insane!
Share.
Huh? Isn't that the name you heard by the fountain? Paimon thought he was an eyewitness in the serial disappearances case.
Zhongli is really good. I have like, the thing is like I have like most characters from the very first run. The only thing I don't have from the first run is Yellen. I didn't even really wanted to pull for her. I wanted the 4-star character that was on her banner, and that was really low, and suddenly I got her.
You mean Vache is the one who did all of these... experiments?
I see signed off on a bunch of the exploring reports.
So that's it! Vache was no victim.
Hi, Matty.
But
Welcome.
personally took his lover and... No, that's not
How
it
are you
either.
doing?
If that's the case, why would he want people to resurface from the water? In any case...
But I can
will
tell
write it
you,
all
I can
down.
show you in a second who I have. If I ever like get out of here. Can I? I can't. Oh, but I can hear. But that doesn't look so pretty. Right. I'm gonna show you on the other screen. I just can't access the other screen right now. Where do I go? Don't we have the evidence already? Like he did it. This is new, isn't it?
Oh, look! There's
My teams just don't make sense. I usually just have like in my team whoever I like to play. It's usually
That means this is where they make all the things.
I like Skara in my team actually. He's fun to play, so I have Skara in there. I have Kokumi for healing in there, mostly.
If you dilute it with normal
I have
water,
Tonari
you
in there
can
because I
sip,
like him, and I have
but the
Xiao
pure
in
stuff
there.
can dissolve a human. Paimon will take notes on this incriminating evidence.
You say that now, Izal. I will screenshot this message, and whenever you're gonna have like spend money again, I will like show you this message. Yeah, I'm also leveling up everyone right now. It's terrible. It's really not good. I'm leveling them all. Jean, Wright, and Hutao. I still need to level my Hutao properly. She could be like really, really strong. I just have not done it.
Sure thing. Paimon won't admit defeat to this guy either.
What do I do? Am I leaving? Guys, I didn't pay attention. Okay, no. I'm not leaving. I'm not leaving. Everything's good. I'm still here. Do I need even more? I had that already. Okay. I need to E? What is E? Oh, that one. No. But that's my E. But I had those two. That's so stupid! I was out there! Thank you for your follow!
Check everything!
Thank you, thank you! I had a clove box. It was the very first time I went there.
Nothing at
Okay, it
all!
was the first thing I actually hit.
Can't even find snacks either!
I want a punch, Paimon!
Whoa, really? Let Paimon see!
Is it a diary?
Where? Isn't that Vache's lover's name?
Marcellus was here and he wanted to die if he got his lover. Like, I'm not even paying attention to this whole thing and I still figured it out.
Aww. It's just a normal diary chronicling their love
Paimon
story.
isn't a child. Paimon is an annoying, flying, probably goddess.
Paimon feels even worse
Who
for
is
her
the
now.
cause of all of my misery, to be fair? Give me a list of baby names. Oh, was she pregnant?
So many! A whole page's worth! But they're all crossed out. Was she unhappy with all of them?
Flying lavender melon.
The final name she decided on was... Marcel.
But Farina is an actual child.
Pretty old.
Paimon doesn't look like a
Been
child.
going on for so long that he's Vache and Vinier's grown son?
Oh, Farina, he's for sure. Oh, Marcel isn't the lover, he's the son? I thought he's a lover.
Hey! Paimon still hasn't figured it out yet.
It's not my problem that Paimon hasn't figured out. After obtaining the final piece of key evidence, you're back to the something. Opera
image
house, I guess?
do you see, Marcel? Is it a man named Vache? Oh, so you do know that name.
I'm merely surprised you'd suddenly
had
say the
that.
name of.
I was waiting for you.
There we go.
As expected of my partner. I just knew you'd return in the nick of time.
Just
okay?
how often do you intend to flout the rules of this court?
I feel so sorry for him. He's like, I just want to do my job, guys. Guys, this is my job. This is my livelihood. Can you just, for once, not ignore every single rule that's going on in this courtroom, please?
It's all right, Monsieur Nervalette. Given their confidence, I expect they've found the crucial evidence.
You see, you've never heard of Bashir. But look at this. Hey,
But the truth of
I
it, Marcel,
sympathize.
is that you've always been Vache.
So he is Bashir, after all. Also with a DS attorney thing. Objection!
After your lover, Veneer, was dissolved, you kept abducting young women to experiment on the hopes of bringing her back.
I was shocked that she was talking, I'll be honest.
Marcel as a new identity and destroyed all records of your past as Vache.
So that's it. Even the villains in opera performances rarely go that far. And with that, Marcel's motive has now been established.
This information regarding your past also dismantles your prior timing defense. Well, Marcel, do you know where you went wrong? You fixated your gaze on the lover that passed away, instead of paying attention to the living people around you. So, you never noticed how we changed, or how we grew as individuals.
You also never understood Boss's real expectations for his daughter.
Or our determination to see things through.
Your determination.
He's going to jail.
Mr. Marcel,
What if he's his
please
own
speak up
grandpa?
now if you would like to defend yourself. Otherwise, the trial will move on to the next stage.
Do you really think I wanted to do any of this? Pay attention to you? What for? Have you ever paid attention to me? Ever empathized with my pain? Ever known how it feels to watch the love of your life dissolve right in front of your eyes?
But then, he is not the one who, like, made that potion in the first place, is he? Or did his lover just, like, by accident take it?
No one helped me. No one even believed me. All those decades ago, even the officers from the Maison Gardiennage were laughing at me. They said there's no way a human being can turn into water. So I must have gone mad from grief. Vinier's death was brushed away by all of you as if it didn't matter at all. Well, now you know, don't you? Ha! Well, it's too late now. All those who were dissolved are gone forever. You only have yourselves to blame. You set up this ornate opera house in pursuit of your so-called justice, your beloved drama, while turning a blind eye to the suffering of the people. Venier is dead. We promised each other that we would always be together. Wherever she goes, I will follow.
Well, not to be dark, but like if she's dead and you wanted to follow, you know? Instead of like killing a bunch of other women. Not that I'm promoting that way, but like, you know?
But I'm not from this blasted place, so I can't be dissolved.
Oh yeah, true,
matter
he's from
what I
Snaya.
Hey, is that water from the primordial sea that he's drinking?
I can't dissolve.
There should have been Jacques. But Jacques was the other guy.
Do you all see? I can't go. I can't follow. So if I can't go where she is, what choice do I have but to try to bring her back? I did all of that, and in the end, that accursed Callus still got the better of me. I spent my entire life living on pins and needles, only to get stabbed by his idiot daughter at the very end.
The suspect is exhibiting signs of mental distress. Guards, please restrain him.
Oh my god. He didn't just say that. He didn't just say, yeah, he looks like he's going a bit psychotic, you know, like... I don't know, Nivilla. Does he seem a bit like of mental distress? Does a sane person do what he did? Like, wow.
Don't touch me. Don't anybody come near me. I still need to save Venier. I promise. We made a promise. Venier. Venier. Please, Venier. Don't think badly of me. All I want to do is fulfill our promise.
Please don't judge me for killing so many
At this point, the
people.
verdict of this trial is clear. With Mr. Marcel's conviction, the charges against Mr. Tartaglia no longer have any basis.
Is he
Fine
sad that he
by
can't
me.
fight?
I was in a bad mood, but after a show like that, I'm actually feeling pretty good.
Traveler,
Wow.
please submit all the evidence you have collected to the guards, so that I might review and summarize the truth behind the serial disappearances case.
Babe, take care. Nivelle proceeds to review and
The
compile all
man
the
now
evidence
known
he
as
gave.
Marcel was originally named Vache and worked as an adventurer with his
He
partner
won't
and
be
lover
executed.
Vignier. During an underwater expedition, Vignier accidentally came into contact with water from the primordial sea and was dissolved in front of Vache as a result. Vache learned of the primordial water's existence through the work of others and began to kidnap young women for research, with the goal of discovering a method to restore Vignier back to life. To cover his tracks, he invented the new alias of Marcel and began to operate a business in Poisson.
Croissant.
During the course of his research,
But it's Genshin
Vache
French,
discovered that a diluted
okay?
concoction of water from the primordial sea can induce feelings of euphoria, and began to manufacture and market synth. However, as he accumulated wealth to fund his continued research and expanded the scope, he came into conflict with Spina di Rasula. After exchanging blows with Spina di Rasula for many years, Vache decided to assassinate
Signora was
their
part of a
president, Caelynx,
fight.
at a banquet. Although the assassination did not go as Vache expected, he was able to turn Caelynx into the murder suspect by dissolving the assassin he sent to the scene. And just recently, Vache attempted to frame Linny as the culprit of the serial disappearances case, using a similar method. However, his attempt to frame Linny failed, and the power of water from the primordial sea became public knowledge. This case also exposed enough of Vache's machinations that he was eventually successfully charged in court. Thus concludes the enigmatic history of the serial disappearances case, with the truth revealed to all.
Did we figure out why the woman disappeared? His lover? Did he say that?
The Oratrice will now deliver the final verdict regarding the charges against Mr. Vache.
Did I miss that? Oh look, it's Honkai again. They really just use the Honkai thing. I'm not over that. What did I say?
According to
What?
the judgment of the Oratrice Mécanique d'Analyse Cardinale, Mr. Vache is guilty.
Dot.
Guards! Take Vache away.
Who would have guessed he's guilty?
Good. It's what he deserves.
With that, the serial disappearances case is over now.
We really just witnessed
No,
history.
I
Who would've
know
thought the
what
true
he
culprit
did,
would be
but
such a
my
polite
question
and
is,
well-spoken guy?
how did, like, his lover was the first apparently who dissolved. How did that happen? Why did it happen? That was my question. There used to be adventurers exploring. Is this the real explanation of, or are you just trying to tell me something to shut up?
Finally getting what he deserves. Huh? Are you okay?
Navia.
Demoiselle, you were absolutely brilliant.
You just said it, okay.
Our late
That, I
boss
didn't listen to the
always
first sentence
hoped for
Nivelle
has
say, I'm
finally
sorry.
come. You can rest easy now, knowing justice has been served.
Yeah.
I just said I didn't pay attention. That's why I was
It's
like, guys,
finally
can you
over.
tell me?
It's all
I just
thanks to
said I
you
was
guys
stupid. I didn't pay
and my
attention.
partner.
See, Papa? Spina di Rosula's still doing well with me at the helm.
Well now, hasn't this been a most delicious piece of drama? The villain has been caught, justice has been served, past wrongs have been righted, and it's a big ol' happy ending.
I still want to fight though.
Since it's been such a great show, I'll just let the false accusations against me slide. Either way, I've still got some business to attend to. So, if you'll excuse
Shadow's like,
me...
I'm out of
Please
here.
wait
Goodbye,
just
everyone.
one moment, Mr. Tartaglia.
What now? None of this has anything to do with me.
According to court protocol, since this trial was initiated due to a charge against you, a verdict must also be made regarding the initial charge before the trial can conclude.
Oh, come on. Is this really necessary? Haven't you already caught the real criminal? Isn't it time for side characters like me to exit stage left?
Please respect the laws of Fontaine. This has always been the rule.
Charles, please.
All right, but this sure is a lot of hassle. All I need to do is stand over there, right? Let's just get this over with.
Oh, you're still so juicy.
Through evidence presented in the public trial that was just held, it has been established that Mr. Tartaglia has no direct connection to the serial disappearances case. The guilty party has been identified, and thus it is logical to suppose Mr. Tartaglia is innocent of the charges. We now turn to the Oratrice Mécanique d'Analyse Cardinal.
The Oratrice
to
gonna
render
say
the final
he's guilty
verdict
of
on the
something?
charges.
But polite.
According to the judgment of the Oratrice Mécanique d'Analyse Cardinal, Mr. Tartaglia is guilty.
Da da da!
Hey,
But
hey!
what?
That's not funny! Didn't you just say I'm supposed to be innocent?
Wait, what is it?
What's with this verdict? Is your justice machine malfunctioning?
Huh? This has never happened before. The Oratrice actually returned a different verdict from the Chief Justice.
I mean, have you ever heard of an innocent Fatui Harbinger? Do you think the Oratrice might have just convicted him on
Linny
general
was
principle?
innocent.
But weren't the charges about the serial disappearances case? No matter what else he's guilty of,
I don't know shit about this. It was just very obvious that he's guilty. Please. I just asked you guys the thing Nivelle said like a minute ago. Do you think I know anything about this? Just what's going on here?
The judgment of the Oratrice Mécanique d'Analyse Cardinal is, by law,
This
the
name.
final verdict of the court. We
You know,
must
I have the
accept
wrong brain
guilty
cell. I'm
verdict.
sharing it with Nouvelle. We have the same brain cell.
Guards, please take the suspect into custody per court protocol.
But what is he charged for? Oh, is he using his illusion? Oh, he's using his illusion.
So this is how justice is done in Fontaine. What a joke. You've got your rules. Well, I've got mine too!
It looks so good. I wish I could have the outfit. Like, look at him. Oh, he's so hot. This looks so good. But boy, use less of your delusion. It's not good.
He's activating his spell legacy!
Oh, babe. Oh, honey.
I am sorry.
Oh.
If you have been wronged, we will find the truth. But the rules of the court must be upheld.
He just knocked him out. How strong is Nouvelle? Oh, he got a cut. Oh, that's so hot.
Hey, Monsieur Nouvellette, what's going on? Shouldn't they have been cleared already?
Damn. Also, someone redeemed it. Hara hara.
Apologies. This is also the first time I've encountered such a situation. However, according to the rules established at the conception of Fontaine's court system, the Oratrice's judgment is the final verdict of the court.
Oh, Nouvelle is such a daddy.
All I do is follow court procedure. As for why the Oratrice arrived at the conclusion it did,
Hey, if
should
Nouvelle
probably
is the
ask
one
someone
who
more
one-shots
knowledgeable
me,
than
like, I'll take that. I take that punishment. It's fine.
Why are you looking at me? I had nothing to do with it. I don't know what happened there either. Hey, stop staring at me!
What does Lady Farina mean by that?
His voice is the same as Noctis. What can I do?
She says she has no idea either, but that's impossible. Didn't she create the Oratrice herself?
Yeah, so are the verdicts reliable?
You know,
or
you
not?
guys are
Can
always
results like this
constantly horny
really
in
be
my
called
chat. Can I be
justice?
horny for once? Please.
My dearest citizens, did you really think we'd allow an incorrect verdict to be handed out in this court? Did you really believe that the judgment could be mistaken?
Thank you, Alva. I
or be
appreciate
the result
it.
of some sort of random mishap? Don't tell me you thought even I had been blindsided by the Oratrice's result.
But the way she looked just now, it was pretty obvious she had no idea what was going on.
Obviously, she has no
However,
idea.
Given the state of things, I shall give you an explanation. Everything that just took place, including my supposed shock and bafflement, was a part of an elaborate performance, with every action meant to stir up drama and excitement.
Oh, are you gone? Oh, we first hit hard for him.
Of course, for every performance, there is a script. Everything has unfolded exactly as I expected from the very beginning. As the embodiment of the very concept of justice, the Oratrice shall never render an arbitrary judgment! If you thought Child had nothing to do with the serial disappearances case, it is
Serena
only
is like, I don't
because
fucking
you've
know
been
what's going on,
blinded
but
by
I'm the Archon,
superficial
and I already
appearance of
embarrassed myself this week, so I'm not gonna do that again. I'm just gonna talk
Not to
bullshit.
mention the danger he poses are beyond ordinary comprehension and completely unforgivable.
But what did he do?
All shall be revealed in time. You will come to understand my noble intentions.
Oh, sure.
As well as the absolute correctness of the Oratrice's verdict. Now, having said that, although I hate to leave things hanging in suspense, it is now time for this performance to end. As the lead actress, I shall be the first to take my leave. Toodaloo!
So she chose to make
she
her
didn't
escape
just say
after all,
toodaloo.
did she?
So you're saying we shouldn't put much stock into what she just said?
No.
She probably just put on that performance to save face. As for the truth, it's unlikely that she actually has any idea.
She doesn't. Wait to pull the rug out from under
However,
her.
please be assured that I will continue to investigate this case in a personal capacity. Just as I promised, if the judgment has been incorrect, we will do our utmost to clear his name.
All right. Even though we feel pretty badly for him, we'll take your word for it for now.
We still have his vision.
After all, he's done plenty of bad stuff, so he should have known he'd go to prison someday, right?
That's not how that works, Paimon. Hi, Emily. Talk to me.
Monsieur Neuvillette! That power you showed when you took him down.
Questa?
Who are you really?
Oh, is that why people...
I'm the Chief Justice of Fontaine, of course. If officers of the law lack the strength and capability to enforce it, then it makes a mockery of justice.
His hair is glowing at the tips. Do you see this? Do you know whose hair usually only glows at the tips? Do you know whose? Okay, I'm gonna leave.
Keep up.
Oh, I wish my hair would glow.
Hey, what are you doing? Quick, stop him!
Traveler! Hey! Traveler!
Yeah, his arms are way too short. I still don't like this about his design. I'm sorry.
Stop resisting arrest! Cease, or we'll add another charge to the list.
No,
Oh, I didn't
wait.
check if he has a
I just
vision,
want to
goddammit,
ask the
guys.
Traveler something. I'm not looking to run away. Please, please, just let me ask this one small thing.
I have to look at him again.
Thank you. Thank you. I was being led away when I finally realized something. Where did you first hear the name Vache? I erased all records of that name. So, unless...
Well, I talked to your dead
Are you
wife.
still trying to prove your innocence?
Lover,
Give it up. You've
whatever.
already been convicted.
I met her.
Really? You did?
Oh, his character.
You're sure?
His character
You
card?
met her.
What do you mean
How
his
could that
character
be?
card?
How did you manage to do it?
Something to do with my sensitivity to Hydra element, because I am
Fountain of
special,
Lucine?
because I am actually the main character.
Then she's been so close to me all along. And I just never...
On social media, oh.
Please give me a chance to talk to her again.
Did Genshin, the
Just
official
let the
Genshin
traveler
account
take me
post
to the
it?
fountain to see her one last time. This is the last request I'll ever make in my life. You can do whatever you want to me afterwards. I don't care.
I'm usually not reading through those, I'll be
Give
honest.
an inch and you want to take a mile? Do you think serial killers get to make
But like they
requests
are
like that?
on a dragon trip with Honkai, so
Why should we give him what he wants when he's only done a ton of super terrible things?
This request, is it worth as much to you as your life?
Of course! Wait, no. It's worth even more than my life.
Humans. Will they betray the instinct to live just to satisfy?
Wait, why are you saying humans like you're not part of the group humans? Is Genshin making this obvious, like on purpose, so obvious? Like, why else would you like say like humans? Like, I'm not part of whatever this is.
Very well. I will grant your request.
Your Honor, I fear
Honkai is like,
I
the
will go
story
with him.
isn't bad though.
You do
but
not
like
need to
everything else,
worry about
it's not
any
like
escape.
Genshin. I give you that. It's a
In
good
that
thing to like
case,
have it
I
like
shall
on the
leave him in
side
your
running.
most capable hands, Chief Justice.
Thank you, Your Honor.
I need something to drink. Okay, we wanted to compare Alhaitham and Ito's arms. Wait, give me a second. So Alhaitham's arms are
No.
about my pinky. Okay, where's Ito? Ito's on here. Can you stop move, Ito? I need to measure your arms. No, Ito's arms are less. Ito's arms are less. His arms are definitely smaller. His little noodle arms. He has like a six-pack, but he skipped arm day. Like, it is the shading, yes, but it's also just the width of his arm. Like, Ito's arms are more noodly. It is the shading, but it's also the width of the arm. Okay, so we have this one now done. Do I need to get out? Alhaitham in general just looks like more. Like, you know, like, nothing against Ito, but like, Alhaitham is like, Thank you for your lyric!
You said she's here, but what do I need to do to see her?
I don't think we will ever get the Aromat mercenaries. They're their own thing. It heightened my sensitivity to the hydro element when I got fucking poisoned.
Hear her after drinking that thing. Didn't you just drink a lot of it on the stage as well?
Ito is like not exactly my type. Like, he's too dumb. I'll be honest.
Yes,
Alhaitham is like more my thing.
So you heard it too.
Vignier, it's me! It's me, Vache!
Vache.
I'm not into the stupid characters. I'm sorry.
Where are you, Vignier? I'm coming for you. I'm
I'm
finally
sorry.
here for you.
Hey, wait! Be careful! Hey, wait!
I like my intelligent, broody, oh, I hate everyone in this world
Vignier,
type
is
of
that
emo
you?
characters.
It's me, Vache! Vignier!
Vache, why did you come? Didn't I say? You don't need to look for
Edgelords,
me.
yes, I like the Edgelords.
You
You
look a lot older than I remember. How long has it been?
50 years.
It's been more than 20 years.
Close enough.
I've suffered for over 20 years since the day you left. All this time, only the thought of bringing you back has kept me alive. Nothing else mattered to me.
I mean, you're just listing the characters I like at this point, Alba. I mean, what do you want from me?
Who would have thought I'd get the chance to tell you all of my feelings like this? Vignere, you are my everything. I really don't know how I could live without you.
But Vache, if you ask me, this world would be better off without you.
What are you saying?
Savage!
For you, I would have finished my law degree and probably become a top-tier attorney one day.
Wait, she's just saying this so that she's hurting him and he will stop looking for her. I think she loves him. She's just saying this like, oh my god, I have to do something so that he can live his life. And he just thinks I don't care for him. So like, he is gonna hate me too. I'll tell you, this is the thought behind this.
If not for you,
I've read enough romance books
to pursue my love of the arts, and my works would have been displayed in the Palais Mermonia itself. If not for you, I would at least have been able to take care of my mother. And she would not have grown old and died alone, with nothing but the tears on her cheeks. It's all because of your selfishness, Vache. It's all because of you.
And because of that mother line, I think she's bluffing. Because like just a minute ago, she said like, oh, you look older. Like how much time has passed? She doesn't know how much time has passed. She doesn't know that. She didn't know that before. So why would she know that her mom died alone and old? Like, you know? It's a bluff, I'm telling you.
Wait, you are not Vignere. Who are you?
You're right. I am not Vignere. I am the sacrifices.
Or it is.
Every woman who died by your hand, as our bodies dissolved, our consciousnesses flowed back to the primordial sea. Our thoughts circulated endlessly within the primordial sea, and we were no longer individuals, but we became one. Just as streams of water
gonna
come
kill him
together in the sea.
Is that the execution?
I'm Cressy. I'm Lemony. I'm Azine. The only one I am not is Vignere.
Why? But then, where is Vignere?
She doesn't want to see you anymore. Every tendril of her consciousness is avoiding you. This is what you get for your selfishness. Your selfishness robbed us of our lives and our futures. You said time and time again that you'd do any and everything for her. But did you ever consider whether she'd want to see you do the things that you did? If she would despise you for what you became?
Please execute him. Come on.
You are a liar, a heartless murderer, and a cowardly narcissist. The only thing you are not is Vignere's beloved. From the moment your first victim died and her consciousness merged with Vignere's, she has had nothing but pure hatred for you.
Mood. It looks like I didn't meet Vignere back then either. They must have wanted me to lure Marcel here from the very beginning.
No! Yeah! She can't hate me. Let me see her.
You just killed multiple women! What do you mean she can't hate you?
When I said don't look for me, that came from the real Vignere. She really doesn't want to see you anymore. But on top of that, she also said that because it's her final drop of pity for you. She said that because she knew that if you did come here, we will show no mercy to you.
Deserved.
Vache. 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 Drown.
Oh, they're gonna suffocate him. I was like, are they gonna do the water thing? Because, like, that's probably one of the worst deaths, suffocating. Later, the guards find that the culprit of serial disappearances of young women cases Marcel, I can't read that fast. Did he suffocate? Did it say he suffocate? Did he fucking drown?
Finally, we have some time to do shopping. Gosh, it's really been a long time since we've been able to relax.
My legs are killing me.
Huh. Well met, partner.
Oh, it's raining again.
I knew something
Is
great was
Nivelay
going
set
to
again?
happen when I woke up in such a good mood today.
Even this weather can't put a damper on the demoiselle's mood.
It's a pleasure to see you both again.
Oh,
Fontaine has a lot of deaths, doesn't it?
It's been a few days. Paimon's already started to miss you.
Oh, now that I believe. I'm easy to work with and always bring home the bacon. Who wouldn't treasure having a partner like me?
Sounds like you're really enjoying life these days, Navia. What have you been busy with
The
since
penguin's in the bag!
It's just
Did you
been
see
one
that?
thing after the other. I've been making
They're so
non-stop
cute.
trips between Poisson and the court since then. Everyone from Spina
Look
di
at them,
Rosula
the Paimon.
organized a memorial for my father. We never held a memorial when he first died, since everyone knew that even if we held one back then,
Okay,
no
well,
one was
thanks
going
so
to
much for
come.
dropping by.
This time,
Have a
though,
lovely rest of your week,
everyone in
sweetie.
Poisson, and even many people from the court all attended.
So his name's definitely been cleared now. That's what we like to hear.
What
It's
about
been
child?
the dearest wish of Demoiselle all along.
That blasted stubborn fool. I was right to put my faith in him. I'm so glad I didn't give up on the case all those years ago.
Things turned out as well as they could have.
Oh, by the way, I ran into Charlotte just after I left the memorial service.
Who was Charlotte?
Well, maybe it'd be more accurate to say I knew she would be there, and there was no way she'd just let me go.
Who was Charlotte?
Huh?
I don't remember.
You know Charlotte too? The Charlotte? Journalist from the Steambird?
The reporter, okay.
Way back when I first became the president of the Spina di Rosula, she was all over me. Wouldn't take no for an answer.
I mean, I still have
The
this
story
stupid
was
vision,
called
you know?
The True Heart
That's what
of
I'm
Darkness,
concerned about.
Secret Tales of the Yellow Rose. To be fair, though, it was a really flattering feature. So, we've been on pretty good terms ever since. She was trying to lean on our friendship to get me to do an exclusive piece on the serial disappearances case.
Oh yeah, she told us about that. She's always been super interested in that case, so now...
The rain on
wishes
the
finally
ground just
come
looks like it's like
true.
rainy.
Anyway, I told her to make sure that when she writes
It's
about
not
you
a
guys
good
entering the
animation.
opera house with the critical evidence, that you both sound really cool.
Now that's another thing to look forward to. We trust Charlotte's skills with a pen for sure.
Oh, and in other news, I also took Clarand out for a meal.
Oh, are you two on better terms now?
While you were investigating Vachey's headquarters, Clarand gave testimony on my father's behalf. It was thanks to her that we were able to turn the tide. I wanted to thank her. I mean, there's also no point in being awkward all the time, so we took the chance to reconcile with each other.
Oh, that's great. Paimon also thought Clarand wasn't actually a bad person. It's always good to have more friends.
Anyway, now that the case has finally been solved, perhaps it will slowly begin to fade from the public consciousness. Oh, actually,
This is not Persona
there's
5,
still one
nothing
last thing I need to
fades.
do.
From consciousness.
What is it?
I should pay a visit to my father's grave and tell him the truth of what happened, as well as how it all ended. And on top of that, just how much people still look up to him to this day. That includes me, too.
Miss Navia.
Indeed.
Can I come too?
We want to go too. We also think Callus is a really admirable person.
Sure thing. I'd like you two to share the moment with me. After all, without you, there might not have been such a positive ending.
And in that case, everyone, let's be off. Considering the recent weather, we'll be lucky if we can reach Poisson before dark.
Yeah, you're right. It's been raining non-stop for a few days now.
Is Nivelay so sad?
this is where my father's grave is. To be perfectly honest, even I haven't been back here for a long time.
Huh? There's someone there already. Wait.
Is it Neuvillette?
Figure. It can't be. Isn't that Neuvillette? Why would the Chief Justice be here? Huh?
Look, I'm big braining this game story plan.
My apologies. I should have asked before coming to pay my respects.
Don't say that.
Sorry about that.
Oh, I was trying to say there's no need for you to apologize. I wanted to show my father how much I've grown, but still, I doubt I've grown to the point that even the Chief Justice would feel compelled to apologize to me over and over.
In that case, I will stop apologizing for now.
You really could use some pointers on understanding human emotions, Monsieur Neuvillette. In any case, why did you come to Poisson?
Poisson?
Well, ever since that day, I've been turning a question over and over in my head.
Yeah, but these are obvious choices.
What is justice anyway? There was once a time when I didn't want to believe that there could be anything more important to humans than life itself.
Like, isn't this contradicting your guys's... If it rains, the water dragon is crying thing? Like, he's here. Isn't it contradicting?
Oh, rather than that...
Or does he just need to be, like, sad?
To say I didn't believe humans were capable of resisting the most basic instinct of living things.
Where do you want to go?
That they could rebel against their own nature.
Honey, what are we doing?
Consider certain things to be more important than their own lives. Which is also why I didn't stop your father from beginning that fateful duel.
There you go.
I believed that a truly innocent man would never throw away his life like that. That there was nothing, should have been nothing more important than one's own continued survival. But Mr. Caelynx proved me utterly and decisively wrong. If not for his sacrifice, the serial disappearances case would have remained unsolved to this day. Mr. Caelynx made the choice he did for his daughter, for his associates, and for many people completely unrelated to him. And in the end, from a certain perspective, one could say that he did it all for the sake of justice. A justice that's higher than life itself. So, you asked me why I came here. I just wanted to say my apologies to Mr. Caelynx in person. I should have noticed all of this much sooner. This regret has filled me with a sadness that has haunted me for days.
Okay, maybe you guys are right after all. He just said he sandbin for days. It's raining for days. Like, okay.
That high and mighty chair in the
maybe he just needs to be sad.
Indeed insulates one from many important things.
He's sad a lot, isn't he? He's a sad boy.
Thank you so much.
Is that why I'm liking him?
Hard work and perseverance.
Because he's a sad boy. Oh my.
I'm sorry for being mad at you before. So, you're actually one of those types that's cold on the outside, but pretty thoughtful on the inside, huh? That reminds me of Silver, one of my guys.
Sorry about that. Self-expression is not one of my strong suits.
Didn't I just say you don't need to apologize?
Ah, so Navia and Neuvillette seem to have made their peace as well. Let's not disturb them for now. We can wait till after they're done.
Following Navia and Neuvillette, you also pay your respects to Caelynx.
Paimon's never paid respects at someone's grave before. Did Paimon do anything rude there?
Well, you're not usually supposed to, like, fly around someone's grave.
Huh? Oh, Paimon didn't know that was a thing. Paimon doesn't know
And Neuvillette's still here, look.
Can't fly.
He's up there.
Oh, no.
It also stopped raining.
Miss Navia won't be too mad.
Oh, she took it seriously.
Anyway, Neuvillette is still standing
Yeah, I want to talk to him.
there. It's not often that we can catch him alone like this, so why don't we go talk to him for a bit? If we can't talk to Lady Farina, we can at least talk to him, right?
See the next... Okay, then I can talk to Navia first.
Paimon Everyone's really sorry, Navia, but Paimon did something pretty disrespectful just now.
Oh no.
What are you saying, Paimon? I don't think I get it.
Well, aren't you not supposed to fly around someone's grave?
Huh? Who told you that?
Not me.
Hey, Traveler! Why did you mess with Paimon again?
Well, hey, Nicolette, sap boy, hello, talk to me. Oh, I didn't check his stupid vision thing again. Oh,
it's you.
goddammit.
Did Miss Navia invite you to come pay your respects to her father?
Mm-hmm. We ran into Navia on the streets today, so we just followed her here.
I see, I see. Then is there something that I can help you with?
Well, it's pretty hard to run into you like this since you're usually super busy. So we figured we could try to ask you a few questions, if that's okay.
Please feel free. Though outsiders, you helped us solve one of the greatest mysteries in Fontaine, and it would be my pleasure to return the favor.
That's nothing new. I do that with every nation. Okay. About the water from the primordial sea, about the prophecy that has been circulating about my sibling. I was like about child, but my sibling first.
Another blonde-haired traveler. I'm sorry, but I've never seen anyone who matches that description.
Was there never
If
a
he ever
blonde-haired
stepped foot in
traveler
Fontaine,
before?
I'm sure he followed our laws to the letter, and had no reason to appear on the stage of the opera Epicles. Is there anything else you'd like to ask me about?
That was very anticlimactic. What about child?
My apologies. My investigation has still not reached its conclusion. However, I still believe the judgment of the Oratrice was not rendered arbitrarily.
But you also said you thought he was innocent.
For many years, I have been quite aware that the Oratrice does not simply mechanically repeat the verdict that I give on each case. As a divinely created mechanism, the people's unified faith in the concept of justice is integrated into it. Not only can it produce the incredible power of indemnitium, but it likely also possesses other traits, such as self-awareness. Which is all to say, I've been prepared for a situation like this for a long time.
So when Lenny told us that he heard a human voice from the room where the Oratrice's core is stored...
I was not aware such a thing had occurred. Perhaps that could serve to prove my conjecture. I will add that to the list of items to investigate.
Please,
In any case,
please
I
don't
am
render
inclined
me
to believe that the
guilty.
Oratrice does have a methodology all its own. We just do not have enough information. Based on Farina's reaction, I doubt even she had any idea what was going on. She managed to bluff her way through it, though.
Well.
The time-tested twin tricks of bravado and drama. While we do intend to get to the bottom of this, for now, we regret to say that the Fatui Harbinger will just have to bide his time in the fortress of Meripede. If we did incorrectly convict him of crimes he did not commit, we will most certainly compensate him to the fullest extent allowed by the law.
If you ask Paimon, the only compensation he'll want is a no-holds-barred fight with you.
Is there anything else you'd like to
Okay, I
ask
have
me
to
about?
clean up real quick about my cat. And then we're gonna ask about the water. Or about the prophet. We ask about Chad and my sibling, about the prophecy first. Okay. So, everything's cleaned up. Everything's okay. So, about the prophecy.
That the sea levels will rise and everyone will be dissolved in
Hello,
water,
Spoof
leaving
in the mirror. Yeah,
Farina
there's
crying
another
alone on her
Fluffy.
throne, but the sins
There's
of the
one
people
Fluffy
will
in
be
the-
finally washed away for good. Does that appropriately summarize the version you've heard?
That's right! It was Lenny that told us back then. And that about covers all the main points.
Yes, up to the present, I think we reached a point where we have no choice but to confront this prophecy directly. Rumors have it that this prophecy is rooted in the last words the former Hydro Archon left to the world before she passed away.
A prophecy? Of the former Hydro Archon? Wow. This is the first time that we've ever heard of it.
Two parts of the prophecy have already proven correct. The rising sea levels and the ability of the people of Fontaine to be dissolved. We should be more vigilant and stay on the watch for further signs. Speaking of the prophecy, Farina has also always taken it quite seriously. Indeed, she has been collecting information and intelligence from across Tevat for this purpose. If the rumors were true, then perhaps this prophecy is the conundrum left to Farina by her predecessor.
But with Farina being the way she is, can we really trust her to solve it?
Is there anything else you'd like to ask me about?
Did she just like solve Farina? Okay, but water from the primordial sea.
So, at court, the bad guys referred to that special water as water from the primordial sea. But what is it really?
Truthfully, that name is already quite accurate. I can only surmise that Vache and his ilk only learned of its nature and existence after extensive research. There used to be a special sea on the surface of this planet. The nature of its seawater was rather different from that of the sea we know today. Most of Tevat's life forms were first born in that special sea. You could say it nurtured much of the life on this planet.
Huh. So it really was where everything began. It makes sense to call it primordial then.
But today, the primordial sea no longer exists on the planet's surface. What Vache discovered must have been some kind of special case, or a remnant from a truly ancient age.
Huh. So that's how it is. Oh, you really know everything, Monsieur Neuvillette.
That butterfly in the background is just like teleporting around.
Why would people, at least people from Fontaine, dissolve in that kind of water?
Indeed. Why would the primordial sea, which was known to engender and nurture life, suddenly reverse itself and devour life instead? To be frank, that also doesn't match my understanding of this world and its laws. There must still be some unknown secrets around the people of this land. Is there anything else you'd like to ask me about?
Am I missing something? No, I have everything. I have no more questions.
Very
Thank
well.
you.
It was my honor to provide you with what answers
It was
I
my
could.
honor to talk to you,
I very
honey.
much enjoyed conversing with you. It will soon be time for me to leave this blissful tranquility behind
Hail flame
and
pieces?
return
What
to
is
Palais
that
Memoria.
now?
You really are super busy, Monsieur Neuvillette. Paimon thought you only came here to pay your respects today because you had the day off.
Crime and villainy do not have the day off, and so justice must work around the clock as well.
He's like
This is merely
Zhongli,
the
but
nature
like
of a justice's work.
less social.
All right, you've got a point. Huh? Paimon just noticed that the rain has stopped.
He stopped being sad. His light rain falls without reason.